Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Welcome back to the Sports Daily. Taylor Cortland and Digby Beecham with you, being Tuesday morning, 2 Diggers, and we're an hour away from it becoming live. A little bit of nostalgia. I think it'll be our last Tuesday special for the listeners to get involved in.
Yes.
All right, so it's basketball. We've targeted the NBA. Timberwolves take on the Jazz today. Tip-off 10 a.m. And the Timberwolves to win. All they have to do is win. That includes overtime. They have to beat the Jazz. The Jazz, no. They're not much good. Boosted to $2. $1.34 up to $2. Max stake of $30 for the Timberwolves to win. That offer is available 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. this morning. The game tips off at 10.
Okay.
Timberwolves have won their last 3 head-to-head matchups against the Jazz, and they've won 8 of the last 10 matchups versus the Jazz.
Okay.
So we need to just keep an eye on. He's had an interrupted start of the season, Anthony Edwards.
Yes, he has, putting it mildly.
So hopefully he's back. I did see a game most recently that he didn't play, but I think that was a back-to-back. So they've had a night or two off heading into this match, the Timberwolves. So hopefully he should be back on court, and if that's the case, they'll be awfully hard to beat. Back at training too, some AFL sides.
Yes, all
football's back.
Yeah, football's back. Some of the big name recruits joining their teammates, their new teammates for the first time in an official capacity, including Charlie Curnow up there in Sydney. So that was good to see. Now there was a lot of chat about whether Zach Merritt would be back. Now he's not required to be back because he's a senior player until later this month, but invariably he has joined the first to 4-year players on day one of pre-season training, but he was not at the hangar yesterday, and the reason given was that he attended a wedding in Queensland over the weekend. So they were saying all the right things, Essendon, saying when he does come back, we'll support him. I don't think he's going to be captain. Andrew McGrath seems to be a popular figure there, but there was no Zach Merritt at Essendon pre-season training yesterday.
Zach Merritt. Why does he have to give an explanation as to where he was?
Well, he actually probably does in this instance, because if he doesn't, then it's like, he snubbed him. For the first time in his career, he's not been there for, there's at least there's a reason now. I'm not sure who the wedding was for.
The wedding was on the weekend. Of course he could have.
There was a wedding in Queensland and Zach Merritt was walking by it and said, I'm going to stand here. I'm at a wedding.
Oh, my God.
I can't get down to Melbourne for pre-season training.
Stay at the wedding all year, Zach.
Yeah, well. So, anyway, but it's back. I think there was a bit of a story yesterday. Jason Horne-Francis limped off with a foot injury.
Yeah, he's having surgery.
Not good.
No, not good.
Not
expected
good.
to be back training before Christmas, but still.
You don't want issues,
especially on the back
feet.
of what happened last year.
Yep.
He didn't play a lot of football at the back end of the season, and they're one side that their top end they need healthy, otherwise it falls away really quickly.
Yeah, very much so. Yep, very, very much so. But so it's not ideal, but you'd like to think he'll be back. Feet and back. 2 injuries. Back injuries for a footballer, horrible. Back injuries, full stop, horrible. And feet. They just send an absolute shudder down your spine, I would think, if you're in that sports science, conditioning, football department. In fact, probably any part of a football club.
Yep. All right, we'll catch up with that tipathon very, very shortly. Matt Williams, Will Freedman, Emily Suvaljko and Jesse Erenshaw to come up to try and hopefully find us a couple of winners on a Tuesday morning. I thought it was a little bit cheeky, social media, GWS. There was a tweet sent out, I think Mitch Cleary might have sent it, and he quoted Andrew Dillon that said the wildcard weekend, that would count as a finals win. And then GWS retweeted that and said, I feel proud for you, Essendon.
They're very good. Now, I've just received a text message here, TC, and I'm about to give you the phone. I'm just charging it over here on this side of the desk. Andy McGrath stats. Up there with the worst number 1 draft pick in history. Can't kick, plays back pocket, besides the bench. That's the worst position on the ground. Essendon captain, lol.
Who's that from?
I don't know. Not sure. But Scotty Waddles. He's clearly...
wouldn't be an Essendon man, would he?
Oh, no.
Let us know, Scotty.
I don't think so, but he's quite...
No, that's Screwed my face up a little bit when you said Andy McGrath, to be fair.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
but if it's not Zach Merritt at Essendon, to be fair, at the moment, who is it?
Yeah. Oh, look, I don't know. I actually don't know. Yeah.
Can't butcher the footy.
Yeah. He's not alone. There's a few in there in the AFL system that do that.
Yeah. Nah, fair call. All right, we'll try and find a couple of winners. Matt Williams takes a nice team of 4 to the races at Warrnambool, and his day kicks off in race number 1. Joins us on the Sports Daily now. Matt, a very good morning to you.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Very well, Matt. How is God's country?
Yeah, a little bit wet for this time of the year. She's that sort of November. You don't expect to be on heavy 8 tracks, but we've been getting a bit of continual rain down the southwest, so farmers are happy. Should be plenty of hay cut.
Okay. Well, you've got a few there going there on a rain-affected track at this stage, it looks like. And Torretina is the first of them, Matt. Comes up in race 1 over the 1,000 metres. This maiden, Tornado gelding first up. What are you expecting here today?
Yeah, he's always trialled up pretty nice for us. He was a little bit disappointing at Swanhilly's first start, but he sort of got back and got a bit lost and then went good at the synthetic. His second run, we put him out. He's chewed up a bit more now. He's sort of come back a horse that sort of knows what he's doing. Heavy, we've trialled on the heavy with him and galloped, and he seems to be fine on it. He hasn't raced on it, so we'll learn a little bit there. But if he gets through the ground, I think he can take up a forward spot and certainly got the ability to sort of be pretty competitive in a race like that.
All right. In race number 2, you take a well-fancied runner to this race as well. Lots of scratching with the weather, as you can expect. Lantana has had 1 run, wide draw. How does this race set up?
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess for her first up. She got caught wide, 3 wide there and out cover, and was a pretty leaderish sort of track around a tight track at Matoa. So just was a bit of a disaster for her that day. So we sort of went pretty quiet with her for a little bit, give her a little jump out again. She trialled well. She's trialled well on some wet ground at Colac, so we think the soft won't be an issue for her. And with a few scratchings, she comes into a decent gate now. So, look, she's a horse that we actually quite like, but when you have a sort of run where it just doesn't go right first up and that, we'd like to see her bounce back today.
Okay, Matt, you've got Kingsford going around in race 3 now. You were able to get this fellow out to 2,000 metres last campaign. Starts at 14 today off the back of a couple of jump outs. How forward is he?
Yeah, he's done enough to be running well over 1,400. He'll definitely improve as he gets into his preparation. We brought him from New Zealand. He didn't have a break from when he came over off the trials from New Zealand to heading to the Warrnambool Carnival. So this time he's coming off a decent break. It's definitely a bit stronger horse now. So he probably, if it was a horse, we probably were a little bit disappointed with his race day performances last prep because he works like a horse that should be able to put a few wins on the board pretty quick. But hopefully he can do that this prep now that he's had a good spell and come back.
Race number 4, Flying Dun, goes around for your team, Matt, on the second line of betting again. Has had 1 run, so that should hold this gelding in good stead on this track today.
Yeah, correct. He just had no luck there first up. He got another horse inside him, sort of carted him off the track, and probably with an even sort of run, I think he probably could have nearly won there first up. You know, he's trained on and done everything right since. So I think he was beaten just under a length. So thought his effort was good. Heavy track. Yeah, not sure. Never had him on it, so we will learn a little bit there today. But if he handles that, it looks a nice race for him.
Who's the best of the 4, Matt?
I think Flying Dun, as long as he can handle the heavy. And look, it's not bottomless, but it's certainly, I don't see it improving off an 8. So fingers crossed he can do that.
All right, lovely. Best of luck. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Matt.
No worries, guys. Cheers.
There's Matt Williams taking a look at his 4 runners, all coming up in the first 4 races. So nice early start, early finish there at Warrnambool for Matt Williams. Race 4, number 1, his best. Flying Dun, currently at Tab Touch, $3.10. So, as you can imagine, and you heard from Matt, the track's in the heavy range, so there's been plenty of scratchings. Horses going around at this time of the year. You don't expect to find too many heavy tracks.
No. I think there was a bit of track work done at Caulfield this morning. Chris Waller was down there having a look at his horses go through their paces and look to be quite inclement as well. Still in Melbourne, we know what the weather was like on the weekend just gone, particularly on Saturday, and not saying it was as bad this morning, TC, but it didn't look overly warm and or dry.
Right, okay. I'm not sure if it was Simon Merritt or one of his team, but he's just posted a picture from Ascot of track work. Favourite Luana Miss.
Oh, going through her paces?
Yep. Complete opposite. Looks like it's a beautiful morning.
Gorgeous morning out there, yeah. Beautiful day yesterday, and again today, warm. 34 today, 29 and sunny tomorrow, 26 Thursday. So spring has sprung here in WA.
How was the pool?
I dipped to the toes in. I didn't get in. I was doing other things yesterday. Yeah, I sort of just sat out there for a bit and
easing back into the season.
Collected my thoughts. So, no, I might jump in today at some stage.
Oh, I need to apologise to Scotty Waddles. He is an Essendon man.
He is an Essendon man.
Brainwashed as a child, he said.
Brainwashed as a child. Oh, it's not.
That's how it happens, though.
Yeah, I know. It does. It does. You get hold of your kids at a young age and you say, this is who you support, and the kids follow, and then they can either be happy with the choices their parents have made or be really bitter and twisted.
At least you can't blame yourself, can you?
No.
That's the good thing.
Blame someone else.
Exactly right. It's like golf.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It's the biggest parenting decision we have in our household at the moment.
Golf?
No, Dockers v Collingwood.
Oh, golf. Dockers v Collingwood. So you've got twin boys. Which way do you think they're leaning?
Unfortunately, I think they'll be Dockers because we'll obviously be able to go and watch the Dockers.
Right.
It's a bit harder to go and see Collingwood as often.
Yes, okay. But do they want to be happy kids?
Oh, to be fair, it's probably the best time ever to become a Dockers supporter, isn't it?
Well, you'd like to think so.
You'd like to think so.
You'd like to think so.
Outside of a 4-year period with Ross Lyon, probably hasn't been a great time to be a Dockers supporter.
No, that's what I'm saying. History says Collingwood are going to be winning premierships over the kids' lifetime.
Oh, and I'd really hate it rubbing it in all their faces. It just wouldn't look good on me.
Oh, yeah, I bet it wouldn't.
All right, chasing at Mandurah tonight. We've got 10 races on the program. Jesse Erenshaw, who's been in fine form, joins us on the Sports Daily. Jesse, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, boys. How are we?
We're okay, Jesse. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Waking up bright and early. Nice to be here for one of the last Sports Dailies.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, not only are you tipping well, but you're also training in particularly good form. How about tonight? What are the expectations?
There's one or two that I can give a high chance to with reasonable confidence.
All right, let's go. The first one, race 4, box 6.
Look, she's got all the ability in the world, but yeah, if I keep training her, I'm going to end up like you diggers with no hair because she's just so stressful. Like, I actually look at her sometimes; it just makes me want to cry.
So, what's the main issue, and why haven't you been able to iron out her kinks?
I think she's just petrified of other dogs. I trial her by herself, and she runs times that are quick enough to win free-for-alls, but she's had 3 or 4 starts and can't win a maiden. So I can't even entertain a bet at $8. Some lunatics backed her from 14 into 7. So good luck to you, sir.
Fair enough. Race 7, Sizzlake. This is a dog that's been good to us on the Sports Daily, Jesse, but box number 8, how does it set up from out there?
Look, I think he's going to have to do a power of work. He'll get a nice card into the race from the 7. It's got a bit of pace, but I suggest maybe a place bet at best.
All right, so are we more confident about Kabuki Warriors in race 9 from box 8?
Yeah, I think she's very well placed here. Drops back from the 400 metres, just not a go of late. A massive drop in class. The 4's got a bit of ability, Sunset Vibe, but I think she's probably a better price than Sunset Vibe. It's not too much separating them on the clock, so I'm happy to play the 220 with her from box number 8.
All right, that's race 9 at number 8. And then we go to the final event. You had Rusty Rocket in, scratch, so you're left with one charge. Must see from box number 5, currently at $4.60.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he's not the favourite. I thought it's a great quote for Must See. He's been terrific at his last couple. He's just a grand old campaigner. He's nearly winding up the end of his career, but if he just continues on winning form like this, I'll be very, very rapt. He's been a very good dog to me. He was actually one of my first winners, so I think he can get the job done tonight. And $4.60, I think he's my best of all of them tonight.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, as we said, $4.60, and you said there, Jesse, lovely. So that's race 10, number 5. We need to be a little bit patient, but they all pay the same, so $4.60 hopefully comes to fruition, being very, very good form. Thank you very much for your time, Jesse, and all the best.
One in on Wednesday as well. Have a think about backing him. Race 6, number 1, Don't Play Games. He's jumping out of his skin. I think he'll go really well.
Okay, Don't Play Games. Race 6, number 1 at Cannington tomorrow night. But before then, we've got 4 to go around for Jesse at Mandurah this evening. The best of them, race 10, number 5, must see. Jesse, thank you for your time, mate, and great to chat to you throughout the Sports Daily's existence and also your calling. I think you're doing a wonderful job. Best of luck going forward.
Thanks, guys, and just want a big appreciation from not only myself, but everyone within the 3 codes. We're really going to miss this show. It's unfortunate that we're not going to get this sort of exposure for the industry in future, but all of you from Tab Radio can really hold your head up high for the job that you've done over the last 10 to 15 years with Sports Daily.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
See you guys.
There's Jesse Erenshaw. Well, he sort of thanked us all, but he's a part of that.
He is a part of it, and he's a very, very good caller. He's got a good handle on his own dogs as well, so he's going to be a bit of a force, hopefully, going forward in both facets of greyhound racing.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed. At Gloucester Park tonight, 9 races on the program. Emily Suvaljko with some key chances. She joins us on the Sports Daily now. Emily, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Going very, very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good to hear. What about race number 1? Can we start the night with a winner? Barrier 9, Patriarch.
Hopefully. We really like the horse. Obviously, the draw is just probably the killer. If he'd drawn inside of Senior's horse, then I think we'd see a really big performance. But, yeah, he's been working really well on the track. I'm really happy with him. So has his first look at Gloucester Park tonight, and, we'll be heading forward and see how we go from there.
All right, now you drive American Blaze again for Michael in race 2, Barrier 5. How has American Blaze been going behind the scenes, Emily?
Yeah, Michael's been really happy with him. He seems like he's got a fair bit of speed and a bit of toughness about him as well. So he's definitely got strings to his bow and very versatile. So the awkward draw, he can overcome that.
All right, so you think he can win first up? He is the favourite with Tab Touch currently?
Yeah, I think so. He's also got very good gate speed off his replays in New Zealand. So, we've definitely got options out the gate.
All right, so moving on to race number 4. One at a little bit bigger odds, but can you make a case for Beyond Bling?
Yeah, this horse, he's always around the place. He's kind of driven the same every start. We just go back and save him up for that one run, and sometimes he gets the luck and sometimes he doesn't. So he'll probably need a fair bit of speed in this race to bring him into it, but if there is, he'll definitely run an honest race.
Emily, you link up with He's Thunder, the old boy, in race 5 from Barrier 6. He doesn't win out of turn, but in saying that, he's been going along quite consistently.
Yeah, he's been racing really well. We've kind of learned how to drive him. You kind of just got to run a solid 1200. We run our quarters 30 or under the last 1200, and in this grade it breaks a fair few hearts. So we'll look to head forward, drive him like the best horse, and if something can swoop him late, they're probably the winner.
All right, race number 6, Be Home Soon. It's a tricky draw and probably needs to turn around some recent form. Is that fair to say, Emily?
Yeah, I think so. I think this horse got to the line quite well last start, but obviously the draw probably hurts him. He'll probably just go back and be saved up for one run.
Okay, what about race 7, Alva Reactor for Peter Tilbrook from the pole?
I really like how this horse is going, and she showed really good gate speed last week as well. So without talking to Tilly, I'd like to hold up with her. I think she's been racing well enough, and this is probably a little bit of a dropping class for her. So I'd like to see what she can do out in front.
All right, race number 8, you finish your night in the second last. Majestic Gaga goes around, racing in really good form. Can Majestic Gaga win again?
Hopefully, probably whoever steps better out of her and Quigley are probably the winner of the race. She wasn't able to sit outside of him and beat him last start, so it makes it a little bit tricky, but she's quite versatile as well. She's tough and she's got a fair bit of speed as well, so we'll just look for a safe beginning and go from there.
It's an excellent book of drives, Emily. Who's the best of them?
I think Michael's really happy with American Blaze, how he's tracking into his first up performance. So hopefully he can get the win first up.
All right. Hopefully you strike gold early. Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
There's Emily Suvaljko. So American Blaze currently at 2:05, race 2, number 5, as I write that down, $2.05.
I still haven't heard from Tim. We saw him here at the Tab Touch Punters Club.
What'd you say to him?
I said a fair bit.
Might be the issue.
We were fine. We were good.
That's what you thought.
Yeah, it was late. No, we had a good night. He's in good spirits. Claudia?
Well, it can't. If he's not up yet, it can't be at 8:30.
No, it can't. I think Mike from Embleton was pulling my leg. He's pulling my chain.
Although, to be fair, he might be driving and, he's...
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't text in the... Neither should you, TC.
Oh, shouldn't. No,
No.
shouldn't do a lot of things.
You shouldn't text whilst driving.
People like quick replies, though.
They do. Yes.
So you've got to get back to them.
Yes, you do. But Tim's very conscientious. He doesn't do that.
I don't even know what that word means.
Well, you wouldn't use a Collingwood supporter. It's 6:30. Have we got the traffic?
Just before that, Rick
Right.
from Rossmoyne, and he's a Dockers tragic. He's tagged himself as well. He makes a point here. TC. As a teacher with 5 decades as a pastoral carer, can I say that the Twins should barrack for the Dockers? It will build their resilience and allow them to learn to deal with failure. Your collywobble early experiences have stood you well with disappointments. Gee whiz. A lot of up and aboutness about that.
So basically, those boys of yours should follow Fremantle
Just to build resilience.
because they're going to be disappointed in life at stages.
Yeah. That's every football club, isn't it?
Parenting 101.
Yeah. Unless you're a Geelong supporter who's about 15 years old, you haven't seen any bad football.
No, you haven't. No, you have not. Well,
And that's a
you
disgrace.
have. You've seen it in the grand final,
Yeah, but
along with Sydney.
at least if you're going to play bad football, you get to a grand final.
Yeah, not so sure about that. I'm not sure that's a great thing.
So you think this year North Melbourne supporters were happier than Geelong supporters?
Ooh, on grand final day we were.
One day of the year.
There's one day that matters.
Yeah.
We're here to win premierships and North were rested.
Hey, you might win State of Origin. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll get out to the roads. Adam Hamilton not too far away. Massive day at Addington, New Zealand Cup Day.
On the Sports Daily, the Shayne train's coming into the station. Here's Shayne Williams with his winners for tonight's WA Greyhound Racing.
Good morning to you, Shayne.
Good morning, boys. How are we?
Yeah, we're okay. How are you?
Yeah, really well. Thanks, Diggs. Really well. Thanks for asking.
No, you always ask and inquire about your well-being, Shayne. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't check last night. Apologies. How'd we go?
Nah, we got 1 out of 3. Very short price favourite. No good at all. So, thanks for asking.
All right. Well, you only have to put up with that for a couple more days.
Yeah,
so
only
you'll be
4
right.
more days of asking and then we'll just let you be.
Yeah.
And you can have sleep in.
Yeah.
I'll text you in the morning.
You got to get Rocket Douglas on before you finish up about Giga Kick. He's pure gold, that bloke, when he's on the radio. I love listening to him. I don't think he'll be giving Craig Williams a Christmas card, though, but, yeah.
I did. We were going to get Clayton on this morning. Text him yesterday. His response was not confirmed yet. We'll make a call later in the week if we head over. So
Okay.
maybe later in the week, Rocket Douglas for an update.
Oh, I love him. Do you love him, Diggs?
Yeah, he's good. He's good value, isn't he, old Rocket?
Yeah.
He is good value. So
He's got some good one-liners, I know that.
yeah, exactly right.
I've pinched a few of them.
That's okay. I'm sure there's no copyright on them, Shayne. I'm sure there's no copyright on them. Now, we had a chat to Jesse Erenshaw earlier today, and he threw out Must See as his best in race 10, number 5. Does Must See feature in your plays this evening?
No, it doesn't, but Jesse's having a really good run with his dogs. I've actually tipped against him in that race, but you wouldn't be afraid to back his dogs at the moment. He's when trainers get in form like this, it's good to get on the bandwagon, but unfortunately I've gone another runner there.
All right, well, let's get your 3 then.
Yeah, well, I'm in the last 3 races tonight, boys, so we'll kick it off. Race 8, number 3, Zulu Yella. He's putting his undefeated record on the line here in what's an outstanding provincial Grade 5 race. Some really nice types in this race. I just love this dog's turn of foot. His middle section is where hopefully he'll win the race tonight. He's a nice dog with a bright future, 4 from 4. Race 8, number 3, Zulu Yella to kick us off.
All right, $2.30 with Tap Touch at the moment. And then we'll go to race number 9.
Yeah, number 4, Sunset Vibe, lightly raced son of Sunset Spitfire. Was a former top-line chaser for the Dave Hobby Camp. He won his maiden first up, then went under last week at short odds when he bombed the start. I think if he can fix those box winners up and come out a little bit better, he can bounce straight back into the winner's circle here tonight, race 9, number 4.
Okay, and your final play, obviously, comes up in the final event of the card, that being race 10.
Yeah, number 1, Red Can King. We have not seen him for a month. That was when he won a free-for-all race up at Kennington in handy time, 21.88. Comes back to Mandurah, where he's a winner of 5 races and does have a good PB of 22.48, and also is unbeaten off the red, where he's 2 from 2. I think it'd be hard to beat to finish this off race 10, number 1.
Race 10, number 1. All right, with Tab Touch currently at $3.20. Who's the best?
I thought I made the middle one, Sunset Vibe, the best. Just not enough, not as many convictions as some of the other runners in that race. Boys only had the 2 starts, so 9-4 Sunset Vibe.
$1.80 with Tab Touch currently for David Hobby. Shayne, thank you. Nearly 7 o'clock, so you can set foot outside your house and work your dogs, and we'll chat again tomorrow morning.
I'm really looking forward to that, Diggs. We'll talk tomorrow. See you then.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Didn't sound overly sincere.
No, no. But he was polite. It was good to chat to Shayne. He's been good, hasn't he? He's been terrific.
Yes.
Bit of banter along the way. So...
I'll have to come up with some chat about food or something tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of parenting advice off the text line.
Oh, well, that's good.
0427789571. Talking about the Twins at home, trying to make them Collingwood supporters or Dockers supporters.
Is there any opportunity for them to be supporting another football club other than Fremantle or Collingwood? Can they be influenced? Can they be bought?
They can be bought, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They
need a house to live in. If they've supported someone else.
Right. Oh, okay. So, alternate accommodation required, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, walking around in the Gold Coast Suns top. Get stuffed.
Yeah, fair point.
Jason from Swanview, he's texted in as well. Digby, who is this Tim you speak of? We want to hear from Tom.
Tom, well, I'm
fractured relationship.
He's not far off getting a phone call when we get off air, Tom. If he's not answering the text, he's getting a call.
Oh, righto.
Yes.
Aggressive. Who's this one from? No name on this text message. Flop from Adderdale. Don't know if that's the rule. Dom, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fail your boys as a father, TC. Give them the pies. That's from a docker.
That's from a docker. That's not great, is it? Just quickly, we mentioned before the railway stakes weights.
Yes, I was going to leave that after 7 o'clock for a good discussion.
Yeah, okay. Just your snap reaction. I know we need to get to Adam Hamilton.
There's a lot more horses off the minimum than I thought.
Yes, Super Spink 56.
Yeah.
Can she win with 56?
History would say she's pushing, uphill.
Anyway, we can touch on that after 7. Have a good look at that.
All right, we'll take a short break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll catch up with Adam Hamilton, New Zealand Cup Day there at Addington. The first race is at 7. It's 13 on the program, if you don't mind.
Black Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Time now on the Sports Daily to talk about the New Zealand Trotting Cup. A massive day at Addington today. 13 races on the program. To give us all the rundown, Adam Hamilton joins us. Adam, a very good morning to you.
Morning, guys. Great to be on with you. Already out at Addington for Cup Day today. Of course, this is New Zealand's equivalent of the Melbourne Cup. And before you say, hang on a second, it's a harness racing meeting, not a thoroughbred meeting. That's how big harness racing is, particularly in the South Island of New Zealand. The weather's just okay at the moment, but Christchurch tends to be a little cloudy in the mornings. Sun will burn it away, and I think we're in for a very comfortable day, around 18, 19 degrees, but sunny. What does that mean? A packed Addington today. There will be over 20,000 here today, which in Christchurch terms is a near-capacity crowd here at Addington. And over today and Friday, the two harness days of New Zealand Cup Week, we have a record 10 Australian pacers and trotters competing, headed by the best I've seen in Leap to Fame, guys, and he's in the Cup today.
That he is. Barrier 6. What are your expectations?
Bullish, and even more bullish after going out and seeing him yesterday morning and having a chat with Grant Dixon and Trista Dixon, the trainers. And most significant for me was the fact that Trista Dixon hadn't seen Leap to Fame for 3 weeks. Now, why is that important? Because it's a fresh set of eyes on the horse after he'd had his ups and downs in Victoria. It's rare we see him beaten. It's almost unprecedented we see him beaten twice in a row. He did bounce back and win that last race at Melton. That was crucial for the trip. But it was great to have a chat with Trista. How does he look, Trista? How does he seem compared to when he's back home? And she was all smiles. And you could tell the relief for Grant Dixon as well. You know, when you're around someone or something, you sort of, you know, you might miss it evolving or the changes if they're gradual. But for Trista to get there and say, he just seems like the horse who left home about 5 weeks ago. And that's the key. This is the longest trip he's ever had away from home, given you roll him Melbourne into New Zealand. But they seem really, really happy with him. I've always thought this is a perfect race for him. The distance, this big track here, the standing start. He's won both his standing start races, but they have been off handicaps and perhaps without the pressure of a big front line and horses all around him like he'll have in today's race. But he's a sensible horse. I don't think he'll begin brilliantly, but I think he'll begin safely. And I think he's very clearly the horse to beat. But they've found him. He got out to $2 after the Victoria Cup. He's about, 160, 165 now. And that's short enough because this is a terrific race. Republican Party, the best of the Kiwis, has gone to a whole new level this campaign. He's never beaten Leap to Fame, but they think this could be their chance. And Kingman is the other big, big player in the race. He's the horse who beat Leap to Fame on his merits in that Victoria Cup. He's got to start from wide on the front row, and this is his first standing start, so he'll need to get it all right early on. But I am with Leap to Fame, but I think if you want to back him, just wait, because I think you'll get maybe $1.80 or even better close to race start time, guys.
All right, a race in 3 then, you think, those 3 you mentioned?
Well, I think they're the class horses. I mean, when you go wider than that, you're getting to Merlin, he was much, much better at Kaikoura, but again, it was a second-tier race at Kaikoura, and then Akuta, who has come back from nasty injuries. He ran second in the Cup behind Swayze 2 years ago now. But I think those Akuta and Merlin were good at Kaikoura, but it's definitely a step up on them. So I think one of the big 3 will win the race. And, I mean, just to give context, yes, Swayze's won the last 2 of these for Australia, but before that, you had to go back to 2015, and it was Arden Rooney. And then before that, you had to go back to 1987 and My Lightning Blue. So for Australia to be a chance of winning 3 in a row, what I will say is this: for all of his greatness Leap to Fame, I think this would be the single biggest moment of his career if he could win on this stage today, guys.
Why is that?
Well, it's the most prestigious harness race in this part of the world, and it's been the domain of the Kiwis for so long. And harness racing is just so big over here. There's so much history behind it, more than 120 years of New Zealand Cups, and it's been so tough for the Aussies to come over and try and win it. Inter-Dominions are great. Miracle Miles are great. Hunter Cups are great. All the new slot races are fantastic. And, He's been here before, albeit to the North Island and Cambridge, and won the race by Betcha there. But to come here and win their version of a Melbourne Cup, I think would be enormous, particularly given those defeats in Melbourne. Well, there's some doubters. There are some people saying, including our good friend Michael Durrant said yesterday, I don't think there's any doubt he's perhaps a length or so below the horse he was 12 months ago. And he thinks as a result of that, he might be gettable today. So, that sort of theme means that he finds himself under scrutiny and having to prove something yet again through his amazing career.
You mentioned the massive truckload of Australian pacers and trotters that are going to be over there today at Addington. Which other ones can we keep an eye on and maybe have a little wager on?
Yeah, well, on today's meeting, certainly the other major Aussie interest is in race 10, which is the trotting equivalent of the New Zealand Cup. It's the $400,000 Dominion, won so brilliantly by our own Just Believe last year. It was Just Believe's last really big win before he retired at the start of this year. And we've got 4 Australians in this race, so 4 of them trying to defend that Aussie pride from last year, including this favourite, Jillaby Ballerini. She's very short, though. She's about a $2.40 chance or $2.50 chance in the markets at the moment. But, she's a 4-year-old mare. No 4-year-old mare has won this race in 110 years. So she's got history against her. I think she's straight out the most talented trotter in the race, but it's still going to be a challenge for her. The Inter-Dominion champion has been very heavily backed, RC Phoenix. He ran 4th in this race last year. He's gone to another level since. He's been indifferent this campaign, but there's a sense of timing, and he worked really well here on Saturday. He's been about $10 into $5.50 since that workout on the weekend. And then the other 2 Aussies in the race as well are at better odds, Gus and also Parisian Artiste, who's one of the outsiders. But you know what I'd do in that race? I would just speculate at the odds a little bit and have something on Gus at about $13 or $14. He's got an incredible motor. I've always thought he'd be suited to the 2 miles around this big track at Addington, and I think he's over the odds, Gus, at sort of $13 or $14, fellas.
Adam, do you have a best for our listeners over the marathon day that is today?
Yeah, 13 races. So I think the 2 best, if you wanted to play outside of the major races, in race 4, number 8, Secret Agent Man, owned by Mick Boots, who owns the Great Swayze, so owned in Australia, but Nathan Wynn is from Trains and Drives. I'm very confident about it. Race 4, number 8, Secret Agent Man. And then if you go right over to race 11, it's a 2-horse race, but I think the second favourite, race 11, number 8, Sideshow Bruce, for Bob Butt at about 260, 270, can beat the favourite. It's tough. So that's race 11, number 8, Sideshow Bruce. And then if we go back earlier on in the day to, of course, race 4, number 8, Secret Agent Man. They're my 2 best at sort of 250 or better, guys. All
right. Has Cyclone Blogsy hit town?
Yeah, yes, indeed he has. What a revelation he's been. I left him about half an hour ago, and he said, "Rightio, I'm going to explore all these cafes in Christchurch." He can't wait to get out here. He's driven a trotter in a double-seater sulky before at Vincennes track in Paris, and he's going to have a spin around here on Friday, but today he's just going to soak up everything that is Cup Day in Christchurch. So bless him. He's been something else, hasn't he, with the content he's created at Melbourne during spring.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you very much for your time on a busy morning, Adam. We'll wrap it all up on Thursday.
Pleasure, guys. Look forward to that. Have a good one.
There's Adam Hamilton live from New Zealand, of course. Cup Day today, 13 races on the program. His couple of best bets that he's just given us there. Race 4, number 8, Secret Agent Man at $2.60, and race 11, number 8 as well, Sideshow Bruce at $2.60 with Tab Touch. Of course, our special as well, Diggers, this morning. the Tab Touch special targeting the NBA, the Timberwolves and Jazz. That game tips off this morning at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
It's just for the Timberwolves to win. Okay. All they have to do is win. It includes overtime. $1.34 boosted up to $2. Max stake of $30, available between 7 and 9. So it's not too far from getting underway. If you're about to head into work, just keep that Tab Touch app open. You'll be able to take advantage of that special. The Timberwolves have won their last 3 against the Jazz. They're going fairly, the Jazz. They're in a transitional period.
They are. They're a long way off it, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're just...
They don't have a superstar to hang their hat on at the moment yet.
Not at the moment.
They need to go to the draft and find one in the next couple of seasons.
Exactly right.
I'll try and find out over the ad break too, just to confirm Anthony Edwards is playing, because he has made his return from injury this season, but still sitting out a couple of games back-to-backs. You know what it's like in the NBA. They don't want to rush them back too much, so the season goes for a marathon. So,
yes.
Timberwolves, even without Anthony Edwards, should be pretty hard to beat against the Jazz. All right, so nearing 7 o'clock, recapping some of our tipsters, diggers that we've had on. Unfortunately, couldn't get a hold of Will Freedman, but we had 3 in the tipathon.
We did. And Matthew Williams is taking 4 to the home track there at Warrnambool. Heavy track, but he thought if Flying Dun, the 3-year-old gelding, who is second up today, could handle the ground, he was the best of his 4. So that is race 4, Flying Dun. Now, we had a good chat to Jesse Erenshaw, his best bet. Race 10, number 5 down there at Mandurah, that being Must See. Emily Suvaljko has an excellent book of drives here at GP this evening. The best of them, American Blaze, in race number 2.
All right, still to come up on the Sports Daily this morning, Adam Durrant and Chris Gangemi just after 7:30. We'll take a look at the railway weights between 7 and 7:30. Malcolm Conn to chat cricket after 8 o'clock as well, and then 8:45, Matt Young along with his Gloucester Park preview. Have your say. We've got plenty of time for your text messages on 0427 789 571, the Retrovision text line number there. Give us your lineup for the Ashes, maybe. We've got yours, diggers. Bo Webster, unfortunately, he hasn't started the season in very good form, but I know your argument is he's already got the runs on the board in an Australian cap that he probably gets first go at it, as opposed to maybe Jake Weatherall debuting.
Yeah, I struggle to come up with the right way to describe Bo Webster. I think our listeners would know that I'm a fan. He just
Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah, he just, you know what he is, TC? He's just an old. Oh no, he's not old. But he's like an old cricket pro. He can bat, he can bowl, and he's an excellent fieldsman. You can say, mate, we just need you to bowl a few overs of spin. Can you do it? Yep, okay. Actually, the fast bowler's not fit. Can you bowl seam up at the front of the innings? Yeah, I can do that. Or can you bat 3? Yeah, I can do that. Can you bat 6? Yeah, I can. Can you field in the slips? Yeah, I can. He ticks a lot of boxes. He's very, very versatile. And one thing he has done, he's made some good runs for the Australian Test side under pressure. And I don't think we can disregard that.
Has Tom got back to you yet?
No, he has not. He's not far off getting life.
You called him too, didn't pick up?
No. He said, well, you're going down on that ship. I already got off it.
Yeah, to be fair.
Smart, my Tom.
Jeff Miller, do you know if the game starts at 8:30 or 10:30 today? No, he doesn't know. All right, we'll go
Thanks
out to the news. We'll try and work it out at some stage, hopefully before the game starts.
Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Welcome back to the Sports Daily. Okay, the Tab Touch Tuesday special live from 7 until 9. We need the Timberwolves to beat the Utah Jazz, boosted from $1.34 up to $2. One of our astute listeners has texted in, and it's Toddy. Good man, Toddy. Edwards did play against the Kings yesterday, had 26, 4 rebounds and 5 assists, so hopefully he's able to back up. He's probably played for maybe 2 weeks after missing the start of the season. They're expected to be close to the top of the Western Conference, the Timberwolves, after some good success most recently. All right. No name on this text message again. Jim Pommy Pie, actually. Why would you come to the Dockers? Fence sitters get on the pies, guarantee top 10 finalists. Well, that probably helps that it's going to be top 10 now. Not confident about Collingwood next year.
You're not?
No. A couple of key injuries, and I think that could derail them.
Might be right.
All right. Any chance of getting Shorty on this week for cricket bets for the Ashes and Big Bash?
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, he's on every Friday morning.
Yeah, we might put that to him. Come up with a couple of bets for our listeners on Friday morning. It'll be the last time we get a chance to chat to him.
Those 2 Sheffield Shield games will be finished, and hopefully we're in day 4 of the WA game, which
we
think's at 10:30.
Oh, it'd be nice if Tim actually answered his phone.
That's just, it's not on that.
I must have really upset him on Friday night.
Well, you did. You said some things across the room that I thought were a little bit off.
He was sitting behind us.
Yeah, but when you were walking outside, you sort of turned around and shouted backwards.
I did not, you idiot. He said something leaning out of the car window.
Rocket E,
yeah, good morning, Will. Good morning, Will Mixon.
Manson.
Stuff you, Will. I think it was something along those lines.
That's after his
He had a couple of beers, Tim. He was relaxed.
His wife almost ran over us.
Yeah, for good reason.
Graham's text in, will Tab Touch still have a Tuesday special going forward?
I wouldn't think so.
That's out of our control anyway.
Yeah, that's we're staying in our lanes, which is, I think we come to the end of the road on Friday, I think.
It's like the yellow brick road, we're going in an opposite direction.
Yeah.
Mark from Vic Park, TC, I think it's imperative your twins support the Pies. The footy world needs 2 more feral supporters.
Yeah, exactly right. 2 little criminals in waiting. 2 little car thieves.
Ah, righto.
Well, they'll end up in court at some stage, those 2 little rats.
No, I think Isaac will be okay.
That's the other one.
Yeah, real trouble. Real serious trouble.
Just a no discipline.
Just got that look on his face. Just he wants to mess things up all the time.
Basically, he's a shit of a kid.
Oh, throws everything. He's got an arm on him already too.
Has he? Oh, he'll be punching kids at daycare. Has he gotten issues at daycare yet?
Not yet. Not that they've told us.
Right.
But they went out to a cafe on Monday. Was it yesterday?
Mm.
He threw something at another mother.
Did he? Good on him. That's all right. Marking his territory. Basically, he's a proper little rat. Yes.
I just can't put my finger on where he gets it from.
Oh, no. Knock me down. I wouldn't have any idea.
No. Anyway.
Yes.
All right.
Railway Stakes.
Yes.
The weights were released yesterday. Now, the following horses are exempt from the ballot. Super Smink, naturally. Diamond Scene, Watch Me Rock and Storyville, last year's WA Guineas winner. But the big talking point was Super Smink with her rating of 109. Now, this is rated the Railway Stakes of 103.
So Storyville's also important because she's rated an 85.
Yes, but she's assured.
She's in.
She's in, and she's heading that way. But Super Smink has 109, as we said. The race rated off a baseline of 103, so 56 kilos for the mare. So we know that she's a Group 1 performer. We saw what she did in this race 12 months ago. That was off the min from a horrible gate, and she was very, very good.
Run of the race, I thought.
It was mighty. And she's a terrific mare. Great mare. 56 kilos, a good leveler for her, though, isn't it? Off the back of, her winning the Listia on the weekend. Her
rating stuck up on me, I must be honest. Was going into that race on the weekend 106. I didn't realise she was that high. I mean, off what she did last carnival, it's clearly justified. She's got that rating for a reason, but 56, gee whiz. I'm not sure where she fits in the market at this stage. I'll have to get that up with Tab Touch. Do you have that in front of you at the moment?
I will get it whilst you continue talking.
Look, can she win? Not too sure. $3.60 Cosmic Crusader, $4.80 Watch Me Rock. Western Empire at 7, Super Smink at 7.
Now, what about these East Coasters? What do we know in regards to who's coming and who's not?
So we heard yesterday, Sabaj, no. Evaporates, heads to the CF4. So, look, I'd say unlikely, but it hasn't been ruled out. Put it that way.
I would think it is unlikely given, as you said, hedged the ore, and then that flight leaves next week, doesn't it?
Would have to, yep.
Yeah, so it leaves next week. So are you going to run in a Group 1, then truck up to Sydney?
Did it leave on the Friday last year?
Not sure. Don't know the answer.
I think we had the conversation because it might help them, because the year before, remember when they landed on the Monday and it was just horrible weather. It was 40, 40, 40, 40.
That's right.
And they got here on the Monday and just some of them raced in that Railway Stakes and they were just absolutely cooked. So I think last year, from memory, I think it left on the Friday. I'm not too sure when it leaves this year. Maybe one of our listeners or one of the connections or someone listening that knows might be able to help us out. But either way, it leaves from Sydney, so Evaporate runs on Saturday, gets up to Sydney. You wouldn't think so.
We had a good chat to Bjorn on Friday. He indicated that overpass, but he didn't say that Iona Merck was likely. And look, Iona Merck's been a really good horse. The wheels were spinning the other day in that ground. So, yeah, I wouldn't think.
The only one for Railway East Coast-wise that sounds 50-50 at best, Osipenko.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's 55 kilos. It's a winnable rate for a horse of his talent levels.
Currently at $14 in the market. So you take out Evaporate, you take out Sabage, $9 and $10 respectively. Maybe those at the top of the market shorten a little bit. Clearly Cosmic Crusader needs to win Saturday, wins the Peters, and then he gets into the race.
Yeah.
If he does win that, I think he starts shorter. Like as we said, doesn't look like there's going to be too many horses on the minimum. He's going to be one of them. And we talk about it every year. Those horses on the minimum in a railway, it's a massive advantage.
Oh, yeah, it is. Even, I think William Pike has admitted as much. You know, he was asked the question about Watch Me Rock, 54 kilos. He said, no, I would have been very happy to be riding him at 53. That's how big an advantage it is, he feels. And we know that model has worked so very well for Grant Lalana over a long period of time, but Watch Me Rock is there. So that's the start point. You want your horse there. He is there. I think he'll need some favours. He probably needs a soft draw, Watch Me Rock, as much as he's a very, very good horse and he continues to rise in grade and handle the rise in grade each and every time. He just strikes me as a horse who'll need that barrier of 7, 8, 6, 5, somewhere he can just sit handy enough to the speed.
Yeah. All right, going back through the previous winners of the Railway Stakes. Now, this is all you need to know. Port Lockroy last year, 53. Bustler, 53. Tricks of the Trade, 53. Western Empire, 53. Inspirational Girl, 53. Regal Power, 53. Galaxy Star, 53. Great Shot, 53.5. Scales of Justice, 53. Good Project, 53. Elite Bell, 53.5. We get back to 2013, 58 kilos for Lucky Grey.
Yep, Lucky Grey. So we're 12 years. So it's been either 53 or 53.5 for the last over a decade.
So since 2008, there's been 2 winners above 54 kilos win the race.
So there you go. There's the model, isn't there? Yep. Friend, we say it all the time. And that's the model that we're now looking at. A couple of our leading fancies locally having to buck the trend. Like Western Empire and Super Smink are on the third line of betting at $7 with Tab Touch. One has 58 and one has 56. Watch Me Rock in the field, 54, $4.80. And as you said, Cosmic Crusader, not even guaranteed a run, would more than likely need to win on Saturday, $3.60.
There are a couple there going down the list. I reckon he fits into the category 18th or 20th in line at the moment. So he'd need a little bit of luck if he doesn't win to get in. But I think he's going to be hard to beat in the Peters, to be fair. Yeah. I think we'll be going there on Saturday expecting he wins.
Yeah. Well, will it be a full field? Probably not.
The Peters?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so.
No, because the ones that are there. So you'll look at a Bonjoy will go there, a Love and War will go there, a Cosmic Crusader will go there, and there'll be others that, line up in that race with a view to let's win it, win and you're in. But certainly Cosmic Crusader, he started at $1.40 the other day, and he was beaten. But $1.40,
yeah,
it was a massive go.
What's he going to start on Saturday? Start at $1.50.
Well, yeah. Do you want to front up to $1.50? There'll be some that do. There will be some that do, but gee whiz. Look, his SP profile says he's going to be very, very short. History says that. So, and to be fair, he's probably derived a great deal of benefit from that run last Saturday week.
Yeah. So Watch Me Rocks at 54 kilos. You've touched on him, Diggers. So that sort of suggests, I don't know, like the winner of the Peters might be the only one on the minimum. Is that possible?
Well, no. Storyville will be on the minimum.
Sorry.
Yep, Storyville will be on the minimum.
3 at max.
Yeah. Invariably, there's some that, and there's some that go there, and you look like you're guided or you're dictated to, I should say, by how many of these East Coasters make the trip. Bazasto wouldn't be coming here, would he?
Wouldn't think so.
No.
Someone's
Sandpaper, no. Craig, no.
Sam's text in. Depth of character for Annabelle and Rob looks a big chance for mine if he heads over. Profiles very similar to Port Lockroy last year, and basically 2.5 lengths off Autumn Glow last time out. Reads really well.
Well, certainly Autumn Glow form lines are good, and that was in the Golden Eagle. Ran 4th. That's
the same recipe they used last year.
Exactly right. So, he needs to, come over here should they elect to do that. But he's certainly, looking at it, he is, in a share of 21st, if you say that, the order of entry. Should get in, 53.5. And if you're running, behind Autumn Glow, now he was a big price. He was a big price on that occasion, but first was Autumn Glow, second Sepals, and third Evaporate. And the Golden Eagle continues to throw up really good form, and this year's running of it, I dare say, is going to be following in the footsteps of previous years.
Yep. All right, well, there you go. I just text Rob and asked him if he's coming. He said, yep.
There you go. So Depth of Character comes over for himself and Annabelle and will run in the Railway Stakes.
What price is he?
Depth of Character, $31 with Tab Touch.
Starts that on the day?
No. I think he'd start a bit shorter than that.
$8.50 a place with that sort of form.
It's good form.
Worked last year. They know how to travel their horses now. They've done it once.
Exactly right. And that's the thing. Trainers, we talk about horses following the profile of, their profile. Trainers do that as well. Like if trainers, and you look at, we spoke about it, didn't we, with Chris Waller winning the Carbine Club. It's a race which he's used with mares previously, and he's gone back there again, and he's had success there on Derby Day. And Rob and Annabelle have had success here previously, and they've got a model which works, so why wouldn't they run Depth of Character? And that's confirmation this morning, so there you go. Breaking news, TC, good job.
All right, and no rider.
So no, well, they've used CJP previously, haven't they? But
you wouldn't think he'd be available?
No.
But I think they'll wait until Saturday to work that out, but either way, you wouldn't think CJP would be available.
No, he'll be... Look, he either rides Cosmic Crusader or Diamond Scene, you would think.
Yep, absolutely. So once we get down to it all, can Western Empire win a Railway Stakes with 58 kilos?
Yes, he can. Yep. Yes, he can.
Would you be more confident taking the $7 about Western Empire right now as opposed to the $7 about Super Smink?
It's a bloody good question.
What I get paid the small dollars for.
Western, well, at least you're still getting paid for another few days. Western Empire for me. Don't want to be nasty to Super Smink. I love her. I thought his run on the weekend was enormous.
Yeah.
It was absolutely enormous. I would be in the corner of Western Empire carrying the 58 and winning a Railway ahead of Super Smink winning a Railway under 56.
Are we thinking, and do we have news on Rope Them In and which way that camp is going?
I do not know, but I would have thought they would be going to a Winterbottom. I think that was the school of thought post Asian Bow.
Okay.
That might change.
Straight at the Winterbottom?
I don't know. Whether he goes fresh, do you run him this week? And I might message Wolfie and see. But I would think he's a Winterbottom, although what do? Do you look at this race and say, can we match motors with some of these? Can Rope Them In carry 56 kilos and win a Railway? Or is he better suited at weight for age over 12? And is he able to take down an overpass, a Giga Kick and a Jokers?
So if you're listening now and missed the news a little bit earlier on, Clayton Douglas yesterday said there will be a decision made on Giga Kick later in the week, not confirmed coming just at this stage. Rope them in. Gee whiz, I'm not sure he's been going any better.
No.
So putting that performance over 1,400 metres with 61 kilos against that opposition last time out, he was awesome.
And that's why I think you have to factor in Western Empire. Like, Rope them in carried 61 in the Asian Bow and got close. Was super. Enormous. He's flying. That was at 1,400. Now, you are going to meet a better field in a railway, but Western Empire only would have to carry, 58. When I say only, that's 3 kilos less than what Rope them in did in the Asian Bow. I think most definitely Western Empire can win a railway. He looks like he's flying. His trials would suggest so, and his return on the weekend was outstanding.
Yep.
Outstanding, albeit I think Billy Egan will ride him and William will ride Watch Me Rock. So William will link up with Watch Me Rock ahead of Western Empire, I believe.
Oh, so Billy Egan's coming?
I think so, yes. That's my understanding. I'll stand corrected, but I believe Billy will come and ride Western Empire.
Yep. Well, they teamed up in the Gold Rush last year, didn't they?
Correct,
with
mate.
Great success.
Yep.
Derns has texted in and asked why Super Smink is carrying 56 after only winning once since carrying 53 last year.
Because she is a 109 rater, and this race being the Railway Stakes, is rated at 103. So you get a kilo for every 2 points, 6 more points, 3 more kilos equals 56.
Yeah. So she went into the race last year rated 100, and she ran a place in the Railway. She got a couple of points there. She got a point for her. She got a point for her run in the Railway, She got 4 points for winning the Asian Bow. And then she ended up with another point for running third in the Gold Rush. And then obviously you win, so you get more.
Bottom line is she's a 109 raider, and she's going to have to carry the 56.
Absolutely. Winner of in excess of $1.5 million, Super Smink.
Yep, she's been a burster.
Andrew at 109 from Mare. She has the same rating as Western Empire, 113. Look at what they have both won over their career. Western Empire a lot more. Smink should be 107.
Well, yeah. Well, you can have your views on what they could, or what they will be rated at the end of their preparation. But the bottom line is cold hard facts is she's 109. So therefore she's got the 56. She's going to be 3 off the min. Look, she can still win the Railway Stakes.
Yeah, for sure.
She can most definitely still win the Railway Stakes. Her return run over the 1,200 was brilliant. A 1,400 metre weight for age win was good. The most debatable topic, I suppose, of that, Listeria, is how slowly they run the race.
I'll be fascinated what the market does with that race.
Yeah, exactly. And I think normally the market will shy away from a race run like that. When I say like that, tempo-wise. But there's no disputing. I think the market will have to put that to one side, though, because you know what Super Smink is capable of, and you know what Western Empire is capable of. And even like a horse like Comfort Me, well, he's run particularly well in railways previously. So as much as they didn't break the clock, and therefore sometimes that's a concern, I think you just need to scratch the surface a little bit more and say, yeah, well, Super Smink can run a good race in a Group 1. Western Empire's proven at Group 1 level, as is Comfort Me.
Well, I would say when doing your form, that's one way to maybe beat the market, so to speak, because a lot of the big punters that influence the markets are sort of times-based.
Yes, they are.
Very heavily focused on their last start efforts.
Yes.
Therefore, so if you're saying, like, we know going into the race, one thing you do know is you're probably not going to get a heavily supported Super Smink. So if you like the horse, you don't need to jump into the price early on.
No.
You're probably going to get a price later on. And then you can also take the information we got from the Asian Bow with Cosmic Crusader. So if he gets in the race, he's probably going to be really well supported. 53, we spoke about the profile. He's raced a lot of these horses already this campaign and was heavily supported. Therefore, he gets there on Railway Stakes Day in the Railway, he's going to be backed.
If Cosmic Crusader wins the Peters on Saturday, he'll be $3 Saturday night.
And I think he'll jump shorter. I think he'll jump with the 2 in his name.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I think come Saturday, there will be the correction of the market. He's guaranteed a ticket in the Railway. He'll be $3.
Yeah, So when the field comes out tomorrow morning, you're like Cosmic Crusader, you think he wins the Peters, I think you'd have a bet in the railway.
Yeah, I think and you say, look, you know what, the 360 right now, it's a bit of a gamble, but come Saturday afternoon, if he happens to salute in the Peters, and then he'll be there on the spin, yeah, he'll be short because he's going to fit the profile, 53 kilos.
Yep. And Rob Archibald just confirming depth of character is coming over, comes out of the Golden Eagle. Port Lockroy did the same last year. The couple in that market that won't be coming. He's currently at $31 and $8.50. I don't think a horse with that profile starts that price. So
no.
If you go back and look at the replays and you like the horse, I'd be suggesting maybe we have a bet today.
And did Port Lockroy go around at a big price in the Golden Eagle last year as well?
I reckon finished midfield.
Yeah, and I reckon he was $70 or $80. I'll check that, TC, but I thought he went around at a big quote as well.
All right, we'll head out to the roads. We'll come back. Adam Durrant and Chris Gangemi to join us.
Maytag Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
You got a little bit of a pep in your step, Diggers. Maybe someone's texted you back, have they?
Tom. Good morning,
done.
Tom.
Good to have you back on the station, Tom.
Yeah, he said, get stuffed. No, he didn't really. He's a very polite young man, but he did say that game today starts at 10.
Did you say he's listening?
He just said the game starts at 10:30. Okay. I don't think he was listening. Well, why would you listen to us? We're going down the
Maybe he could come in tomorrow morning on his way to work.
We can ask
have a chat.
We can ask
just about whatever.
We can chat about the good old days when we had a future.
Good old days. I'm just trying to remember them.
Oh, dear. What do you do? What do you do?
All right.
Spit it out. Come on.
No, someone wants to talk about the Rockingham Beach Cup. It's just thrown me.
Rockingham Beach Cup.
Diggers. No name on these. It sent 2 text messages. The first text message actually relates now. West Star.
Yes, West Star.
Do we have an update there?
West Star is out of the Winterbottom. Not sure when we'll see him throughout the Pinnacles. Hopefully he can make a return at the back end of the Pinnacles, but has arrived back here in WA. Coat hasn't shifted as of yet. Okay. So Simon Miller will not run him in the Winterbottom. Clearly he's in the railway weights, but he won't be running in the railway. So he's a watch and see at this stage. West Star, I think he was 25th in the order there yesterday, 103 rate of 53 kilos. But no, we won't be seeing him in the next week or 2.
All right, and you mentioned you were going to take a look at the price of Port Lockroy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We just mentioned he went around at a big quote, we thought. Yes, when running 6th behind Lake Forest in last year's Golden Eagle, beaten just over 2 lengths, Port Lockroy started at $101. So there are some eerie similarities between both Port Lockroy and also Depth of Character, who will get a start in the Railway Stakes for Annabelle and Rob, given he went around at $80 or $91 when running 4th behind Autumn Glow.
4th behind Autumn Glow. That's going to stand out when you print out the race.
Well, I would have thought so, and I would think some of the smarties on the East Coast, once he is confirmed.
Is that set weights too? Sorry.
I think so. So
he drops in weight.
Yeah. So
it's arguably an easier assignment.
I would argue that's fair. Yeah, absolutely. So he's most definitely a watch. And as if you haven't heard, TC messaged Rob Archibald this morning and said his Depth of Character coming west. He said absolutely. Well, yep. I'm not sure if he said absolutely, but he said yes.
He just said yep.
Yes. Well, okay, I might have put a bit of mayonnaise on it.
No,
the absolutely, and yes, same thing.
Same thing.
So Depth of Character is going to head west.
No rider either. So if you're a jockey agent out there, ring Rob. Sort it out.
04
1-800 Archibald.
Yes.
All right. Next guest on the, I was going to say Hour of Power. We're not there just yet. The Sports Daily. Adam Durrant joins us. Adam, very good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, boys. How are we?
Very well. How are you?
Oh, no complaints. Sun's out. Wind's dropping later. Might get through the gallops and go for a little dive or something, I think. Get some of them cockroaches of the sea.
How is the fishing going?
Oh, it's a bit quiet at the moment. We've got the carnival, so boat's back in Mandurah now. So Exmouth is just a dream for next year, I think.
Talking of dreams, is there a world where you've been dreaming about Snitzelate winning a Placid Arc Stakes?
Look, I don't dream too much anymore, Diggers. I'm a bit more of a realist, so we just chip away. And look, we've always rated her. She's been a good filly from the get-go. It's come pretty much picked herself, and I think she's worked towards this race nicely, coming off the back of the last run. Good strong effort, and hopefully 3 weeks between runs I think is really nice for her. She's done really well. And hopefully from the gate we can get a bit more luck than we did first up. The good barrier killed us first up, and the bad barrier probably hurt us a little bit last start. But that's racing. Let's find the middle ground this Saturday, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I think we had you on air, Adam, prior to her first up effort, and Planet Sweet was obviously in that race as well. And you spoke about the schedule that these fillies probably have to undertake to get to some of these feature races. Have you been happy with how she's handled racing this time in?
Yeah, great. They've had a really good preparation. They're all, happy, healthy. They're in that sort of groove and in that sort of zone that you hope to get them in a prep, and they're working well, licking their bowl clean, getting to the beach every day and doing that extra work, and they're showing it on race day. They're racing well and running through the line. So hopefully they can. Saturday she can hold up. We tossed up whether a runner on Melbourne Cup Day. Luckily, we pulled the right rein. Whether or not she beats the other horse over 14, I wasn't comfortable. I think her sweet spot's probably 12 and under 14. Hopefully we get it right.
Adam, I know it's only a start point, but barrier 2 on Saturday for Snitzelato and the Placid Arc, it looks perfect.
It does, but, sometimes those good barriers, as you've seen first up when she had no luck, she had a beautiful run, but she was dressed up and nowhere to go. So sometimes they can hurt you too, good barriers. So hopefully we can stay in the one-off line. Lucy's riding fantastic at the moment, and she was strong the other day. So hopefully we can posse up in the first 4 and play it from there. But good barriers generally win your races in these good ones. Whether we're brave enough to come back that one spot, which I think she'll have a better finish if we sort of land 6-1 off rather than the 4th one off and hold that spot. I'll just leave that up to Lucy, but you would imagine looking at the map early doors that's probably where she's going to be, is her spot, probably 4th one off, you'd think. So it's up to her from there if she's good enough. Trevor's horses, she looks well above average the way its numbers first up were fantastic, and then it's backed it up with another great effort. So hopefully it gets held up and we get clear air, because it's I've got a lot of respect for it. It's a bloody nice filly, and it's going places. Will this be her last start this campaign, do you think? Oh, yeah, look, I'd imagine so. There's not really a lot around. But, we'll just see how we get through this run. And this has been her grand final. We had the the champion fillies and the 1400 from the other day as a second thought, just to see. But, she's raced in a size and probably led, so inconclusive. So I'm not saying ridden with a sit she wouldn't get 14, but I think I think this is about where we sit with her this time in, and she can finish a prep with a win on Saturday. Well, she's more than done the job. All right, talking of champion fillies, playing it sweet, is all in order there? Yeah, look, we have had a setback with her, so she's going to be 50-50 whether she gets to the champion fillies. She had a paddock accident. Nothing serious. She's bright, happy, just some superficial cuts that need to heal up. She's definitely in the field. We'll accept with her. And basically it'll be left up to how she works. She'll gallop Thursday. It's one of those things, unfortunately, the area where she got a slight cut. It's just not where you want it. But happy all in all. She rode out this morning and she's been to the beach and she's bouncing. But it's just whether or not it's suitable to run her. So we'll talk to the vets and make a decision from there. How much work has she missed? Zero work. Okay. Saturday morning she decided she'd go for a little adventure. We found her in the morning hanging out with the broodmares and come play with me over the other side of the farm, and just had a bit of bark off, and it's just in an awkward spot. But as far as missing work, she was having quite a quiet week after the Tuesday win anyway. So she hasn't missed any work. She's been down the beach and done all the rushing and that side of things. So 0 work lost. But it's just a matter, as I say, it's just ugly where it is. It's just on an area where it's just not where you want a little nick, so on a cut, I should say. We've got some work to do, but she's, as I say, in herself. My partner rides her every morning, and I mean, she rode her this morning, and she's on her back legs having a play, and she's bright and happy and 100% sound. It's just whether it's going to be running out of time or not.
All right, she's shown a lot of toughness this campaign, though. She's done a lot of high-quality racing in a short amount of time. She sounds to have, outside of that little incident, she's come through it pretty well. Oh,
that's the thing when the bash made against the wall. Everything's gone perfect, no issues. Everything's perfect, and when something like that happens, it can be frustrating for the owners as well. But we're pretty happy that she obviously. These 2 races were a grand final, the Melbourne Cup Day and obviously Saturday. So 1 out of 2 ain't bad. And, she could probably have a short let up and get ready for the autumn, a few races there with a couple of those, even the older fillies and mares races, Marjorie Charleston and there's another one there, or even roll the dice maybe and have a look at I think it's a challenge, and then maybe into that first, the 1800 fillies and mares race. Not fillies and mares, 3-year-old fillies race. I don't think she'll be an Oaks horse, but we've got options. They don't go hard in those races traditionally, so they're turned into shorter sort of races anyway. So we're not going to run for the sake of it, but we'll see. We'll probably make the call on Thursday or Friday, I think. All
right. Now, just one last one before we let you go, and again, we thank you for your time. KTY, how did you walk away from Saturday?
Just a little bit deflated. I thought the 1200 was what he was looking for, and probably more so the way he travelled, and it just looked like Chris just needed fresh air. And then if he finished his last 200 or 300 like he has done, he just gives them windburn, and he just travelled like that, and then he gave donuts, and probably the last 50 metres of his race was weak. So, he's done nothing wrong this prep. He's still been good, but to the eye, it was plain. Nothing wrong. He pulled up well. It would appear to me that he's fresh, and maybe keep him at 1,000 metres at this point in time of the game.
All right. So does his preparation keep going?
Yeah, at this stage, we're just going to give him a light week. We're going to race into this next run very similar to what we did from his second up to his first up to his second run, and he was, he ran sub 33 sectionals. So we just got the same program. It is a 1200, and then a week later there's an option of a 1,000, so we could have a month. But I'm not convinced he won't get 1200 if we ride him quieter. But yeah, look, I'm scratching my head with this guy. He's been good, and I guess probably we haven't really got a heap of real top liners, so maybe I'm just expecting a bit too much of him, thinking that maybe he's my next, top line sprinter, and he might just be a cog below then. So I might be asking a bit much. The handicapper caught up with him really quickly. Thought he was poorly handicapped a couple of times on his wins, and that extra kilo probably cost him another race. So hopefully they go easy on him in the future.
Well, fingers crossed Planet Sweet comes through the week and we get to see her on Saturday, and all the best with Schnitzel Arte as well. Thank you very much for your time, Adam.
Good on you, boys. I think this might be the last time we talk, and thanks very much for everything over the time. It's been always been good. We've had plenty of fun. I've trained a few winners talking to you lads, so it's always been good when you want to talk to me. It must mean I'm going all right.
You're a good man, mate. Thanks very much for all of your help throughout the journey, mate.
Thanks, lads, and all the best for whatever you chime into next.
Absolutely. There's Adam Durrant. Thank you very much for the kind words. Horses, eh?
I tell you what, they do your head in. I don't know how you'd train them. I'm sorry.
Well, ask our next guest.
I have enormous admiration and respect for horse trainers.
Chris, why are you a horse trainer? Good morning.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. Probably because I wasn't good enough to play footy AFL then. So.
Jeez, there should be a lot of horse trainers out there, Chris. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, boys. How are you?
Yeah, very well, very well. Before we chat, Colonel Reeves, Rostislav, how is he, and what did you make of Barrier 1 yesterday?
Yeah, very happy with Barrier 1 Diggers. He's a horse that needs to sort of... he's got some work to do as far as his manners go. He over-raced badly last start, and even first up wasn't great. But first up, he was able to have a trouble-free run, so it was he got away with that half okay. But the other day, he copped some interference at the start and just set him alight, and he over-raced badly and it told on his finish. So I think barrier one's a great barrier for Paddy to just drop his hands at the start, try and get in a settle. Hopefully there's more speed on Saturday, which I think there will be. Hopefully that helps him as well. And like I say, from barrier one, he gets a soft run and hopefully can play a part.
All right, so that was the main reason for the second up effort, because he was good first up, second up maybe a little bit plain, but he used all his petrol tickets far too early?
Yeah, it was pretty bad the way he over-raced second up. So we whacked his noseband on him Saturday morning and again this morning. He seems to respect that, and Jockey seems to have a lot more control when he does get keen. So, no, we're pretty happy with how that's gone on him. So that'll go on Saturday, and like I say, from barrier one, that gives Paddy the option to just drop his hands out of the gates and try and get him to relax the first half.
Did he have a piece of work this morning, Chris?
Yeah, he did. Paddy galloped him, mate. He sat behind one, which he settled quite well. Pat said, I can see how he could get very keen. If you give him an inch, he'd take a mile sort of thing. But he sat behind one this morning and finished off his work beautifully, so he's pretty happy with him.
All right, beautiful. So you're heading to the races, would you say confident or hopeful?
I'm confident he can be in the finish if he gets his manners right. And I think from barrier one, with that gear change, I'm quietly confident he can.
All right. Now, we'll get to see repossession again on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. Right with the way he worked this morning, Brad said he's definitely come on from that first up run, which he'd obviously need to. But not everything went right first up. He stepped awkwardly and put him in a very awkward position in the run. So we were hoping to straighten up 3 or 4 in front of Jokers, and we ended up straightening up behind it. So that wasn't ideal, but no, if he can jump cleanly on Saturday and put himself in a much better position, I think he gets a few kilos off Jokers. So hopefully we can finish a lot closer to him on Saturday.
Now, he wasn't disgraced, Chris, and he's stepping into pretty deep water there on, the Saturday just gone, or last Saturday week in the Prince of Wales. How did you think he acquitted himself, given it was his stiffest test to date?
Yeah, we're pretty proud of him, Diggers. During the race, I must admit, when he first come around Joker's heels, I was a bit disappointed they didn't pick up and ping straight away. But then on the line, I was very happy with how he ran through the line. So, but then looking at it afterwards, and you think about it more, and you think, wait a minute, he's chasing Joker's grid with the same weight as him. So he's not going to come off his back and ping past him. So, no, we're really happy with the way he ran through the line. And he's come through it good. Like I say, Brad said he's come on a fair bit. He worked sensational this morning, so we're pretty excited heading to Saturday with him.
All right, beautiful. Is he pretty close to his top, or will he take good improvement from Saturday again into his next run?
He wouldn't be far off, mate, but I'd say one more will have him spot on for the grand final.
Absolutely. All right, when do we see the Calabrese next?
He'll be in Saturday or Sunday. Hopefully Saturday. I'd rather not have to travel to Geraldton, but we'll just see if he can draw a gate and find a suitable race. There's a couple of races there for him Saturday. Otherwise, if there's nothing suitable Saturday, we might have to head up to Geraldton for the Batavia Sprint.
Nothing wrong with Geraldton.
I'm sure there's Granthams are heading up there. You can just put him on the truck, can't you?
Yeah, I wonder if Michael will go saddle him up for me.
I bet he doesn't. What else does Saturday look like, Chris?
They're the main 3, mate. Resonator, who actually ran a good race a month or so ago, but has had a hoof abscess since. And Bonnie Ladd, who's probably better over the winter. So, yeah, they're 3 we spoke about are the main 3.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you very much for your time, Chris. We'll speak to you at the races shortly.
Good on you. Thanks, boys. All the best.
There's Chris Gangemi. Geez, a Calabrese going to the Batavia would be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Oh, depending on, we don't know the field.
We don't know the field, but he's very progressive.
Well.
I'd like to see him. I'm not being disrespectful to Geraldton, but I'd like to see him go to Ascot again and have hopefully another spoil, because he is a very, very talented horse. First up, terrific. Got zapped by Black Aura late. And then the other day, he won like a horse who's going to be winning better races than that. Yeah.
And Black Aura went on to run a really good race behind Desert Whisper and Heechee and that sort of forms. A little bit better than 72 plus form.
Yep, agree 100%.
Disrespectful to Geraldton.
It's not disrespectfful to Geraldton, you buffhead.
I am offended.
Well, you're easily offended.
Oh, that's by the by.
Nighttime Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Daily. Taylor Cortland and Digby Beecham with you. About 2 minutes until we get to the news bulletin at 8 o'clock. And they've just crossed the line, race 3 at Addington.
Yes, they have.
Only about 10 to go.
Yeah, there is 10 to go. Big 10 to come, but a massive day over there in Christchurch. And a bit of breaking news there from Adam Durrant this morning, replaying at Sweet, who's had a little bit of a stable or a yard setback, paddock accident, call it what you will. So hasn't missed any work, but a decision to be made whether she takes her place in the Group 3 champion fillies on Saturday. He'll accept and then just see, because she has sustained a cut to an area where you don't want to be cut. But we'll just have to wait and see. Listening to him, though, I wouldn't be taking the shorts about her taking a place on Saturday.
Didn't think so?
No. Just the fact that he already thinking autumn and what it might look like, giving her a bit of a break, bringing her back.
The fact that someone was able to jump on and do a little bit of work today and she was happy and bright sort of was positive enough at this stage.
Positive. So anyway, we'll wait and see.
Absolutely. Depth of character for the railway, $17.
There you go. $31 into $17 with Tab Touch.
Yes.
People do listen to this station.
Who said that?
I'm just telling you. They do, clearly.
Sure. Or just Brad McManus is listening.
No, mate. Well, that's one.
Yeah, stuff you, Brad. Leave the 31s up.
Leave the 31 for
going
us
away
punters.
present.
Yeah.
You goose.
So, well, there you go. $17. Well, the profile's very similar, is it not, to Port Lockroy?
Yeah, very.
Early doors yet? Or it's early doors still? Early days, doors. The depth of this year's railway as opposed to last?
Oh, this year as opposed to last. Initially, I'm thinking better, but no.
I would think a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it in terms of horses on the min.
Yeah.
To what we're looking at.
Probably a good indicator, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. So anyway, we'll find out. But a little bit of news there. Depth of character will take his place in the Railway Stakes, playing it sweet, not guaranteed to start yet, because of a little bit of a paddock mishap in the champion fillies.
All right, we'll head to the news bulletin. Malcolm Conn to chat Ashes on the other side.
Red Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Sports Daily. Whoa, you shouldn't say that just before we go back on air.
I did. So there you go. Put that in your trumpet.
No, we'll let the listeners in. We'll just
don't.
No, not the comment, but the friends. We had a mutual friend that messaged us and said Melbourne's boring. It's too easy to win on the punt over the weekend, and you just can't be doing that sort of thing.
No, not with his history.
Blowing your own trumpet.
Yeah, exactly. Fair income. Anyway.
Disgusting.
He can have the rest of the year off, I think.
Yeah, called himself Mr. Melbourne, for God's sake.
Yeah. Mr.
Simo from Waroona.
Yes.
Simo from Waroona.
Yep.
I've been a long-time listener to The Breakfast Show. Thanks to all the presenters over the years. The insights into the racing industry and sports in general, coupled with great banter, has been outstanding. When do you guys finish up, and what does the future look like for us loyal listeners? We're led to believe Monday will be a switch over from Tab Radio to SEN.
We haven't heard officially no. Internally yet.
We got a message last week that said tentatively Monday, but the more you hear, it sounds more and more likely it's going to be Monday. So this will be the last week of the Sports Daily, and SEN sent out a press release yesterday that they've donned at SEN Turf. Tim Gossage, Peter Bell, Adam Simpson's involved, Scotty Cummings is involved. That, I think, would be on the airwaves of 12:06 throughout Perth. And if you're tuning into your frequencies, if you're in Bunbury, if you're in Gelton, wherever you listen to it, if you're on the app, those gentlemen will be giving you breakfast radio going forward.
Correct.
That's all we know at this stage.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear.
Got a couple of shows left, so we're not doing the Beat the Tipsters this week because unfortunately we won't be here next week to give you a voucher. So, as we said yesterday, you can send in your tips, but you won't win anything.
Not from us.
Yeah, not from us.
You will through your investments, but yeah, unfortunately. So, yes, that's where we sit at the moment. But yeah, as I said, we're not being nasty, but we haven't been told officially as yet at this stage. Maybe that will come today or tomorrow, but we're still waiting to get confirmation from head office.
Yes, exactly right. Hopefully that's today and we can give you a clear plan tomorrow. But at this stage, I think it's 90% sure Sports Daily won't be on air next week. A lot of love for Tim on the text line to get him back into the studio.
Oh, we should.
We're just trying to get a text back. Just trying to get a text back.
Well, he came back to me. Well, let's get him in. We'll ring him after 9 o'clock. He can come back in tomorrow or this week if he wants to.
At 9 o'clock will the game have started or not?
No, 10:30 that game starts. We can extend an invitation to Tom, and if he likes to take it up, he can come in. Might tell him to bring a coffee and, and a pastry.
A bagel?
Yes, and he can come on in and we can have a bit of a laugh.
All right.
Because we can do what we want this week. It's our last week.
Well.
We can do what we want. It is our last week.
Yeah, it is. But doing what we want might sort of just influence some other things.
Maybe we shouldn't do what we want this week.
All right. Luckily, this is a pre-record with Malcolm Conn, so we'll play that. I'll have a chat you off air. We'll come back with a game plan. Talking cricket.
Red Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Time now on the Sports Daily to chat a little bit about the cricket and the Ashes. We're only a week away. Malcolm Conn joins us on the Sports Daily. Malcolm, a very good morning to you.
G'day, how are you going, guys?
Very well, Malcolm. Great to have a chat. First things first, let's cut to the chase. Does Jake Weatherald's technique stand up to Test cricket, in your opinion?
Oh, I reckon it's a question mark. I just think that, good on him for having a strong sort of back end of what's been a long and mixed Shield career. But I tend to think that with rare exceptions, you either stand out or you don't. And I've never felt that he's been a standout. So I've got question marks, particularly with Archer going across the left-hander. That's his favourite delivery. So he deserves his opportunity in terms of his performances of late to be in the squad, but I wouldn't be putting my house on the fact that he might make a difference in the Ashes if he gets the opportunity.
All right, we'll waste no time then. We'll get your batting lineup straight away. Malcolm, then, how does it set up next week?
Well, my batting lineup may be different to the selectors, but I think they should go Labuschagne opening the batting with Khawaja. I think Green at 3, not ideal, but a good player. Smith at 4 because he doesn't want to go anywhere else after the failed opening attempts. Travis Head at 5, who actually hadn't made many runs in across all formats of late. And I'd stick with Bo Webster at 6 for 2 reasons. One, because he's been really important in a misfiring batting lineup, played some important innings and just really looked the part as a seasoned professional. And even though he's a bit of a trundling medium pacer, he's tall, so he gets bounce. And I think his extra overs could be really important, particularly if Cameron Green is being nursed a bit because of that ongoing side problem. So that's the lineup that I'd pick. But whether selectors decide that they want a proper opening batsman and they want Labuschagne bulking the batting lineup at number 3 and leave Webster out and play Green at 6, I think will have a lot to do with how many overs Green bowls in this Shield game against Queensland coming up in Perth. Starting today.
So Marnus has made a lot of his runs in the Shield at 3 and then he goes to Test cricket and he opens. How much of a difference is that?
Well, it's psychological as much as anything else. I mean, number 3s can be in, as we know, ball 1. Only takes one ball to knock someone over and suddenly one ball into a match you can be out there. But I just think it's a psychological thing that he's been a big success at number 3 and that may sway the selectors. Well, look, he's back in June. He's made 5 centuries for Queensland, 3 in the Shield, 2 in the Shield, 3 in the one-day competition. So they may feel, well, look, that's his best position and we'll work around that. And so they may decide they want a proper opener at the top and want to sacrifice Bo Webster, who I've got to say hasn't started the season well. He's missed the first couple of games with an ankle injury. He's made 3 low scores since he's come back. So they may feel it's worth the gamble, but I wouldn't go that way.
Can we project forward 6 to 8 months, Malcolm? What does the top of the Australian batting order look like, given the expectation that Usman will see the Ashes and then that will be him?
Well, that's a very good question and one that the selectors are still trying to answer because if you have a look at the lineup, I think if Weatherall plays, I think he might be the sixth opening bats partner that Usman's had in about the last 2 years, if you count sort of Warner's retirement. So it's a bit like replacing Shayne Warne as the Australian spinner. They've cycled through various options and really haven't got very far. So it's going to depend a lot on Shield form as to who gets an opportunity. But there's absolutely no standouts at the moment in terms of who's going to put their hand up, because you'd have to say that, Usman's strike rate's now down in the 30s. And if we did have a solid opening combination, then the questions may be being asked about Uzi still being in the side with such a low strike rate rather than who's going to partner him.
Well, that was going to be my next question with his strike rate. Malcolm, Usman Khawaja, Jake Weatherald, if he does get his opportunity, albeit we're not that confident he's going to be able to put runs on the board, the way he does make runs is going to be important for Usman, the rate at which he scores them, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons why the selectors have gone for him. I mean, it was certainly very, very helpful for Usman to have David Warner with him in the lineup. And while Warner sort of was misfiring at the end of his career and being very inconsistent, at least when he did go, it just took the pressure off the opening stand. But now when you've got young players coming in trying to find their feet, and you've got Uzi playing sort of French cricket at the other end, it does create a lot of individual pressure for the young guy, but also collective pressure for the team. So if Weatherall does get his opportunity and he does get away, then that would be a massive bonus for the team and a massive bonus for Uzi.
Okay, so the English here in Australia, they've made their way after a bit of a roller coaster last 6 to 9 months. Malcolm, what can we expect, or what are you expecting from the tourists?
Well, I just think they'll throw the kitchen sink at Australia in Perth. A fast, bouncy wicket. If they can get Graham Wood, if they can get Mark Wood up and running, and Archer up and running, and then with some other players who've got sort of decent pace, blokes like Tong, he might get an opportunity. He's reasonably quick. They've got some young blokes who can be sharp. And I just think they'll throw everything in Australia in Perth and hope to ambush them. There's obviously some serious worries about their pace attack. I think they've got 7 blokes who you could sort of probably count as fast bowlers. 6 of them haven't played cricket in Australia before. So Mark Wood's the only guy that has. So, and obviously Stokes has, but he hasn't played since a shoulder injury against India a few months ago, so it'll be interesting to see how he stacks up, because he's a really important part of that sort of attack and the experience that he's got. But Wood hasn't played at all during the English summer because of a knee operation. Archer, as we know, has had a series of injury problems. He missed 4 years of Test cricket. He just played 2 tests back. You can't see either Wood or Archer getting through the series, so they have to throw everything at Australia, try and make an early impression, get in front, and then hold on to that. But it's a real sort of Hail Mary, I think, from England.
Yeah, no red ball cricket since August. They're playing an intra-club match at Lilac Hill here. How's their preparation been, Malcolm, or does it matter these days?
Well, yes, it does matter. I mean, I know that it's not fancy to play tour games and they can be a bit hit or miss, but the problem that England's got practising out at Lilac Hill and playing an intra-club game at Lilac Hill instead of at the Wacker is that Lilac Hill bounces about a foot lower than the Wacker, which is the same soil they use for the Perth Stadium. So they're going to do a whole lot of their lead-up batting in conditions that are completely foreign to what they're going to face, and I think that'll be their big problem. They'll come out there and they'll be sort of, if they're going to sort of be their baz ballers, then trying to tee off, I think, at balls that you just don't tee off out in Perth with the extra bounce. And I just tend to think that they could be a bit muddled through a lack of preparation through how they're going to approach this. I think a guy like Zach Crawley could have a terrible start in the series. Not convinced that Duckett, even though I think he's surprised me, given his sort of homespun technique, as how well he's played, but I think the extra bounce will really cause him problems as well. So unless Joe Root stands up and has a really, really big series, I can't see how England, with their sort of lack of preparation and the muddled way they play their baseball under pressure, are really going to take it to the Australians.
Malcolm, is there a world this summer where Brendan Doggett gets an opportunity?
Oh, look, there may well be. I mean, look, he could be next cab off the rank. Like, At the moment, we've got Boland coming in for Cummins. Mitchell Stark, who's been terrific, the way he sort of held himself together and improved as he's got older. He turns 36 in January. Well, that's the age that Glenn McGrath retired, and he was one of the greats of all time. So I think that, Josh Hazlewood hasn't got through the last 3 summers, although he does look in good nick. He's played a lot of white ball cricket. He's playing a Shield game now. And Boland, he's been a terrific sort of fourth seamer when they've needed him, but he's 35 or 36, and you've just got to wonder how long these blokes can go on for. And Doggett's got something like 12 wickets at 12 or 13 in the Shield. He's taken another 5 on the opening day yesterday. So, look, it wouldn't surprise me at all if someone else goes down that he gets an opportunity.
How have you seen the form of Travis Head?
A real worry. I mean, Travis has always worried me. I mean, he's an explosive player and a match winner when he goes, and he's played some mighty innings for Australia. I mean, that World Cup semi-final and final, he was just exceptional in India 2 years ago. But he's very hit and miss. His technique isn't great, but he can be very punishing. So if the English can knock the top off the Australian order, which in Perth with their attack, if it fires, is a possibility, then that's I think Australia's in real strife there, because I just don't think Head stands up under that sort of pressure when you've got early wickets falling and the ball flying around. So he does have to stand up when it counts, because his form's been pretty ordinary for a while now.
All right, last one before we leave you, Malcolm. How good is Harry Brook?
I think he's an exceptional cricketer. But again, it's going to have a lot to do with the mind, and it's going to have a lot to do with adapting to Australian conditions. He's, rightly considered one of the best batsmen in the world, but he's got to prove it in Australia, particularly early on. They're going to be playing Perth and Brisbane, under lights in Brisbane for the first 2 tests. There's going to be a lot of questions asked. If he stands up early in the series, then he could be a really important player for them. But I'm yet to be convinced that he is, even though he's an enormous talent, that his sort of Bazball approach is going to be good enough for him to make an impression when it counts early in the series.
Cannot wait for the start of the Ashes, which gets underway here at Optus Stadium next week. Malcolm, thanks so much for your time. Indeed, thank you so much for your contribution to the Sports Daily over the past couple of years. It's been greatly appreciated.
I've loved it, guys. Thanks very much. It's been great to work with.
There's Malcolm Conn. We spoke to him this morning. That was a pre-record. Chat about everything Ashes. We'd be underway in a couple of the Shield games.
Yeah, they're underway. Absolutely.
The times have just thrown me. I'm all over the shop today.
Yeah. South Australia 4 for 105 in reply to Tasmania's 209. Henry Hunt has just been dismissed by Jackson Bird for 36. Alex Carey still at the crease. Seeing them well, he's not out 40 off 36 balls, so typically crisp Alex Carey knock at the moment. And Victoria in their game against New South Wales, 9 for 375 currently at the crease. Todd Murphy and also Scott Boland, Nathan Lyon in action. And the wickets to have fallen this morning, Will Sutherland and also Sam Elliott. Nathan Lyon has 3 for 82. He's in his 29th over as we speak.
All right, confirmed 10:30 start time at the WACA WA v Queensland. We did get Tom on the phone. He hadn't left his house yet, so that would suggest it's a 10:30 start.
He did say that. He said, I hope the game doesn't start at 8:30 because I haven't left yet. But he is coming in studio tomorrow just after 7:30.
What are we going to talk about?
Whatever we like. Okay. Whatever we like. We can sort of do what we want. Within reason.
Sort of. All right. Tuesday special, the last one.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Minnesota to beat Utah in the NBA. Boosted $1.34 up to $2. Max stake of 30. In good form over the Jazz are the Timberwolves. So fingers crossed that can continue. They're starting to find a little bit of their mojo, Minnesota.
That they are. Now, there are a couple of games ongoing at the moment, and there's a high-scoring affair in Charlotte. The Lakers trail 29-32. Still 2:45 to go in that opening term. Detroit hosting Washington. The Wizards lead The Pistons 19-16 midway through the first quarter there. So it's now 19-18. So Detroit has just scored a bucket, but those two games ongoing at the moment. There's been a little bit of racing news this morning on the Sports Daily. Depth of character. Rob Archibald confirming to you, TC, that depth of character will be heading west to take his place in the Railways Stakes. $31 into $17 in the wake of that news. And we had a great chat to Chris Gangemi and also Adam Durrant. Adam Durrant very happy with Snitzalate drawing barrier 2 for the $500,000 listed Placid Arc Stakes. But there has been a little bit of a paddock mishap with playing it sweet, and she is racing the clock in order to be fit for the Group 3 WA Champion Filly Stakes.
Absolutely. So that full field and final field is out. The final field, I should say, for the Placid Arc. It is a full field, but final field that was named yesterday with barriers. We'll get the rest of the nominations for some of those key features, and clearly they've got some serious ramifications for the rest of the pinnacles there on Saturday as we kick off day one. The Colonel Reeves looking forward to seeing Joker's Grin back at the races as well. The Peters, we get to see Cosmic Crusader. The Jungle Mist, I'm not too sure about what a field for the Jungle Mist looks like over the 1,200 metres.
Twain's Angel would go there, wouldn't she?
Twain's.
She'd be favourite if you're doing it, her and London's Image.
Her and London's Image. I know last time we spoke to Grant Williams, they were looking at a Colonel Reeves, but you'd think London's Image should be nominated for both, and then you can pick which way you go.
Yeah, I would think so. The one thing with these set weights and penalties of these certain races, when you get horses like a Twain's Angel, as much as she might be carrying 58.5, 59, something like that, you look at it and you go, oh, gee, it's a big weight. And then in comparison to some of her opposition, she'll be getting in particularly well.
Yeah. What? She's 100 and something rated?
Yeah. Well, she's one of
101.
She's one of the better sprinters in this state. And is she going to be nommed also for the Colonel Reeves, or is she just going to be nommed for the Jungle Mist? Do we know?
Jungle Mist, I believe.
Jungle Mist. Okay. All right.
I believe that was the last time I heard.
Yep.
About the horse. So we'll see it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people hitting refresh at about 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Retrovision text line open. We've got plenty of time after 8:30 to get through your text messages, and there's plenty of text messages thanking you, Diggers, and thanking the show. And I am reading them. I'm seeing them. We might reply to each one individually. We just potted someone for blowing their own trumpet, so we can't read those messages out straight away.
Oh, we're not as bad as him.
Well, no one is, but still.
No, exactly.
All right, we'll get out to the roads very shortly. It's 8:30. We'll catch up with Matt Young as well, get his preview of Gloucester Park, unfortunately for the last time here on the Sports Daily.
Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Welcome back to the Sports Daily. Retrovision text line 0427 789 571. That's the number for the Retrovision text line. Have your say on anything we're discussing here on the Sports Daily, or bring up any topic you'd like us to discuss. A little bit of news around yesterday in the AFL, Diggers, that it never stops, but as you'd imagine, Zach Bailey was attracting a fair bit of interest, and it sounds like there's going to be some big plays for him.
Zach Bailey or Zach Butters?
Zach Bailey.
Zach Bailey. He's still contracted, isn't he?
Yes, end of 26.
End of next year.
So end of next year.
So he hasn't signed an extension with Brisbane?
No. So Xavier Maguire reported Collingwood has approached Zach Bailey about a future in black and white. The Pies aren't alone. Adelaide, Port Adelaide and Essendon also registering interest in the 26-year-old Lion, who will be one of the hottest free agents of 26.
Yes, he will, and he is a South Australian boy, I think via the Northern Territory, if I'm not mistaken, Zach Bailey. So Essendon were into him in the lead-up to the finals and thought maybe, just maybe, they could have been a chance to prize him out of Brisbane, but it would seem, yeah, they've got some work to do. This is the issue, isn't it, with free agency and the like. What we're seeing is players are not, they're not all that enthused about going and just collecting the money at a second-tier club.
No.
Which we see in the American sporting space, that they're quite happy to go and get the money. Money's king over there in the States, and you can understand it. Some of the athletes over there don't come from a lot of money, and they've got an opportunity to set up their family and those close to them.
Might be a little bit different for him, maybe, possibly, because he has, by the end of next year, he might have won 3.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just from the outside.
He's a good player, though, isn't he?
He's just turned into a really good small forward, like a really good small forward, and then all of a sudden he moved up into the midfield and he's turned into a really dynamic midfielder.
He's explosive, isn't he? That first step or two, it is elite.
He's got a very good tank too, actually.
Yeah, he's just a very, very good player, and now he's at the peak of his powers. Like, he's built that tank. He can still be a little bit selfish. Is that the right word? Is that harsh? I think he can sometimes bring his teammates into the game, but he elects not to. No. He's not alone there. But
what did he kick in the grand final?
Oh, had he kicked accurately, he might have. It might have been one of the great grand final performances we've seen from a forward. But yeah, he's a fine player, Zach Bailey, and it's no shock that the clubs are lining up. Collingwood will be linked to some big names. Look, they're Collingwood, and you and I talk about them all the time, TC. So they are going to have that appeal for players. But there has to come a tipping point with Collingwood, does there not?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
But, you know, like, when do they stop being a contender? Like a genuine contender? Could it come as early as 2026?
Yeah, genuine contender, yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
And, you know, they added...
I'm not shocked they play finals, but if they make a prelim again, I'd probably be surprised.
You know, you've got players like Houston and Perryman on big money, along with the proven players, but just the demographic, the list demographic, it's...
Surely at the end of 26, all at once, you lose Howe, Sidebottom, Pendlebury.
You've already, going to say you've tapped Mitchell, you've tapped Cox, so there's two experienced players. Myercheck's left. So they have, you know...
Tim Membry maybe has 1 year left.
Oh, I thought he was good. I think he's still... if he stays healthy... How old's Tim Membry? He'd only be late 20s, early 30s, wouldn't he?
Oh, he's not late 20s, is he? Surely.
Maybe a bit older than that, is he? To have a check. But I would think he's still got 2 or 3 years minimum. Tim Membry? How old is he? You're going to tell me he's 34 or something, are you?
He's 31. He's born in May 94.
Yeah, so he's still got 2 or 3 years, Tim Membry. No blue there. But they are old, no doubt. They're, you know, Jack Crisp is you know, durable as anyone. Durable as anyone in the game, to be fair. But you look at Collingwood under Craig McRae in what was his first year? 22? And then you saw what they did in 23. It was a manic up and back style, wasn't it? They just got up and they got back, up, back. It was a really taxing brand of football, and it served them well. They can't do it for a full home and away campaign now, because the group is not conditioned. They basically, Father Time says you can't play that way with this group.
No, and they did that early on in the year. They played quite a slow sort of... They just seemed to manage the game really well. And then they'd have spurts and they'd kick a quick 4 or 5 goals, and then they were able to sort of lock it down, so to speak.
Well, there was that one game against West Coast this year at Marvel, where it was up and back, up and back, up and back, up and back. Yeah. And West Coast were very much in the game. And then it sort of dawned on them. Now, whether it was player-related or whether the message came from the box, it was like, okay, enough. Yep. Slow this game down. This game is not going the way that we perhaps thought it would by being in a shootout. Slow it down. Let's make it more of a Collingwood 2025 style of game. They did so. They win the game, and quite comfortably. They're not that side anymore.
No. And I think if every team came back in 2026, there's a few teams that, with the same lists, that would go past them. Like, say, a Fremantle, naturally, with age.
Yeah.
And now a lot of other teams have gotten better. St Kilda have gotten better. Whether or not they're still as good as Collingwood, I'm not too sure, but you could probably mount the argument. They didn't get any better, Collingwood, in the off-season.
No.
And you'd say 4 or 5 teams in and around that finals picture did. So,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're probably in that play-in area. Well,
you think they could slide that far?
Wild card or whatever we call it.
Yeah, okay.
Lukey from Bayswater. Boys, just a thought about the stupid wildcard round. Watch AFL blow up if both wildcard games are played in a different state. It should have been left alone, the top 8, and that's it. Cheers, Lukey, Bayswater.
So what's Luke's concern there? If the games are played in a different state?
Yeah, watch the AFL/Victoria blow up.
Oh, okay. Why would they blow up?
Not sure.
Like, they don't blow up if Fremantle host a final against Gold Coast.
I should be blowing up. Why the hell are you not having sort of a West Coast or a Fremantle play in round one, or an Adelaide and a Port Adelaide? Why isn't every state involved?
Yeah. But that's separate to what Luke's saying in regards to wildcard.
I'm blowing up.
Oh, okay. Everyone's blowing up at the moment.
No, you might as well get it out of the system.
Oh. Yep.
But round what? You like round 0?
It doesn't worry. I don't get caught. It doesn't perturb me because it's football. It's proper football. Does it matter when, where, if it's opening round, ground 0, round 0, whatever it is? It's football of significance. So I'll watch it. But yeah, it doesn't worry me.
Just played at a cow paddock, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's okay. It's still a game of 4 points. It's better than pre-season games. I like it.
Minority. I think it's crap. All right, we'll head to a break. Matt Young will get some winners for Gloucester Park.
This WA Harness Racing Preview is brought to you by Retrovision. TVs, computers, electrical appliances and homewares. Retrovision is your retailer of choice. Retrovision, 60 years strong in WA with 18 stores statewide. RAC members receive an additional 5% every day at Retrovision.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Daily, and it's with great pleasure we get to speak to this man one last time on the Sports Daily. He's been one of the great contributors for Tab Radio over, I'm sure he'll tell us exactly how many years, but 20 plus years. Matt Young, a very good morning to you.
Very good morning, TC. Hello, Diggs. Didn't quite make it to 20 years, 17 years.
Oh, round up.
Yeah, round up. Well, 17 years. It all amounts to nothing, doesn't it?
No.
Ultimately.
I think you would have impacted a lot of people, Matt. I don't think it amounts to nothing.
Good. That's good. No, you boys have done a great job, so enjoy the last few days. And, hopefully we get to work again somewhere in the future.
Yeah, exactly right, Matt.
At a bar somewhere.
Yeah, good morning to you.
We could do that.
9 of the best here at GP. The first gets underway. 4:28 over the 2,130 metres. It will go without 5. Strong the striker. It is a 2-year-old maiden.
Yeah, with the four Methuselah on top. Look, was back very strongly first up at Pinjarra, with that performance. The lead looked like it was going to be there, but the horses didn't really want to go by, which made things a little bit tricky then. So, look, I suggest there's some greenness about this horse, but no doubt they would have left the track and tried a few different things, got the draw advantage over some of the main rivals. So I think we could see a better version of Methuselah tonight, and I think it can get the job done. So 4 on top. Over the 9, Patriarch, who is first up for Michael Young, comes across with a decent form line, just not a decent draw. And having him off and pacing yesterday suggested that he's a little bit concerned about Methuselah drawn to his inside. So 4 from 9, 1 in for third, Maternal Dreams, who's shown a bit of promise and has got the nice draw. Shouldn't be too far away and has got options from the draw, should be in the money. And 10, Texas Storm will be getting out late and flushing home well. 4, 9, 1, 10.
That's race number 1. Race number 2, they're all starting at the moment. The short price favourite, well, not the short price favourite, even money favourite at 205 is American Blaze. We spoke to Emily Suvaljko earlier on the show, Matt, and she was pretty keen on the chances of American Blaze.
Yeah, Michael Young shared that sentiment yesterday. Look, this horse has got some form in New Zealand behind Marketplace, who's one of the marquee horses in New Zealand. So, look, American Blaze comes in here. Asked Michael Young yesterday what one of his main attributes is for people who don't know this horse, and he suggested that he's got good gate speed and he's quite tough. So that could really see him in a very handy and striking position early. I like I like what I've saw from this horse from New Zealand, and looks very hard to beat. So 5 on top, American Blaze over the 8. In for second, Boy Blue. Very smart horse, Boy Blue. He's got a lot of high speed, but he may need that from the draw, as likely to settle back in the field and come home well. In for third, 6, When in Vegas, is a horse who just continues to improve, and he's one that ran top 5 in a WA Derby. He just continues to elevate, and I'm expecting him to hit the line strongly here. 1, Penny Noir,
It's got the speed to lead and has options. Just finding it hard to break through, but there's definitely got to be considered a top 4 chance. 5-8-6-1.
Race 3, book your Christmas party at Gloucester Park Pace over the 17:30 is slated to go at 36 minutes after 5 o'clock, which is 24 minutes to 6 o'clock.
It is. It is indeed. Look, Suvaljko I've put on top here. I thought there could be a little bit happening in the early stages, but Suvaljko showed brilliant gate speed a couple of weeks ago and was burnt the candle at the front end and still was able to finish it off. So it's got that capability to be able to do it at both ends. And I thought Suvaljko could go very close to leading him. If she did, she'd be pretty hard to beat. 8 in for Second Wave Rebellion, who was really impressive first up, came from last in good time at Pinjarra, but she's sort of a get-back run-home type and going to a half-mile track, drawn wide over the mile. There's just a couple of things against her here in terms of positioning in the run, but expecting her to be getting home powerfully. Number 9, Sheerrock Lady, sort of has that same problem, but she's racing really well and just continues to improve every time she steps out there. And then 4 in for 4th, Miss Vincenza, who's probably the fly in the ointment for Suvaljko. Has got good gate speed in her own right. She mixes her form a little bit and can throw in a bodgy every now and then in terms of what she does out the gate, Miss Vincenza. But on ability, it is there, so you have to respect. 7, 8, 9, 4.
Race number 4, Atlantic Gem, the favourite at $2.60.
I'm with the 2 on top here, Henty. I thought Henty would run a pretty good race. First up run was good, did a power of work. It was well backed and just couldn't quite get the job done, but I think lost no admirers, probably gained a fair few as well. So 2 on top. The 9 I thought was the biggest danger in the race, the Little Master. To drop in grade, we saw that yesterday. Pete's on a dropped in grade and he went really well. I thought the Little Master's last few runs have been pretty solid and comes into this race, and there could be a little bit happening in the early stages which could really bring the Little Master into the event, who I think is the big danger in the race. So 2 from 9. 5 Atlantic Gem. It's got the speed to definitely throw her hat in the ring early. If she was able to cross the lead, she becomes a strong chance, but just a little bit of a query on how in and out her form can be. And 7 in for 4th, Major J. He'll be getting home quite well. It comes in fresh. 2, 9, 5, 7.
Okay, race 5, $9 pints every Friday in Steelos or JP's Pace over the 21:30 goes at 6:40, Matt.
Yeah, I got sort of a theory on this race, which I think most would probably share. She's my little gems, a little bit of a query out the gate. Sonic Sealster is very quick. I expect Sonic Sealster to lead early. Eastern Advance has got good gate speed, should push forward. I think Eastern Advance finds the top. Heath Thunder's probably in the breeze. I think that's the map of the race. Eastern Advance's 2 runs back have been really good. Did a lot of work last start at Northam and stuck it out really well. Is now 3rd up into the preparation. First up win was good. I think can lead and go very close in this race. I've got the 5 on top. My only concern is Heath Thunder putting the pressure on at a certain stage. He's sort of more of a rolling type, and I think he'll get going and try and really turn it into a staying test. He'll run a big race. Heath Thunder is racing consistently. 4 in for 3rd, Sonic Sealster's got that nice draw, becomes a strong novelty chance, expecting him to be able to lead. And 11's Wade should be getting home well from the back of the field. He's got good closing speed, and if it is a solidly run affair, which it could be, that's going to play into his hands to be getting home strongly. 5, 6, 4, 11.
Race number 6 at Trots End at Join the Fun Pace, 21:30 The Journey, all starting. Favourite, 2:35 with Tab Touch, Rockstar Quality.
Yeah, racing well, Rockstar Quality, and is really showing a bit of depth now in his races. So he looks reasonably hard to beat in this event. So I put the 9 on top. Over the 12 and Classical Alley, who's been racing quite strongly. There could be a little bit happening in the early stages, which could really bring Classical Alley into the race, but she's sort of been running home strongly from any position, so expecting her to run well again here. 2 Air Marshal in for 3rd, coming into the preparation nicely. He's got the nice draw and must be respected. And 6, Sammy Sufferall is in for 4th, who was pretty unlucky last run, and prior to that had been racing really well. It's been quite impactful since coming across to WA, and it's just a bit of an awkward draw, but expecting Sammy to run a good race again here. 9, 12, 2, 6.
Okay, Sun Publisher, Stuart McDonald drives, the $1.80 favourite for race 7. The new menus tonight in Steelos Pace over the 21:30 at 17 minutes to 8 o'clock.
Yeah, a little bit short for mine. He could be saying, dang it, if the favourite gets rolled here. I'm with the 3 on top in Aram, who I was impressed with the return run, and I thought this horse was going to have a decent preparation. Only lightly raced and sort of learned a lot about the craft last time in. So with the draw advantage, I thought Aram would have a pretty big race here. 7 in for second, Sun Publisher. Yeah, he's come up short, but he is racing well and he can do some work in his races. So expecting him to be right there in the thick of things. 1 into third, Oliver Reactor, who's got the lovely draw and has really started to come into her own in recent runs. So has options from the draw, and 4 Diamond Bay. Comes in fresh, was nominated for a race, I think, 2 weeks ago and was scratched. So just may have had a little bit of a hiccup in the preparation, but expecting Diamond Bay to win some races this time in. Just not sure whether it'll be tonight to kick off the campaign. 3-7-1-4.
Race number 8 on the program, 2,500 metres the journey. A good race. Top 2 in the market going very well. Quigley at $2, Majestic Gaga at $2.60.
Yeah, the concern for both of these horses is that they've both got the ODS stamp next to them, so they can be a little bit hit and miss from the tapes. Quigley's been racing really well. That was a great win on return. And for those who have been avid listeners of this segment on the Sports Daily, they know that Quigley and I don't particularly get along that well. But he's a horse that he is going better and better every time he steps out into the track, and he seems to be trotting a lot safer. So he looks hard to beat, just needs to step safely, and he's got a 10-metre advantage over the main rival in the race, which is Majestic Gaga, who's also just needing to step safely. She was just a little bit slow last start. Quigley's a tougher horse than Majestic Gaga. Majestic Gaga's a lot faster point to point. So it's a good battle, and it could be a really good tactical contest here. So 4 from 6. In for third, 7, that's not my gate. I think it's racing well enough. She just got bumped off stride. It doesn't really take much to knock her off stride, and once she does, she just continues to gallop. So if she can have a safe getaway, which she normally steps pretty well, and get into a position where she's not sort of bothered, she'll run a good race. And 8, coming off the 50-metre handicap, Lover Flea will be running home quite strongly. 4, 6, 7, 8.
And the last here at GP is a maiden over the 1730 at 8.37.
Yeah, with the 4 on top, Wallen, who comes in first up. Always been a horse that I've quite liked, Wallen, and I think can break through here. Has the draw advantage over some of the rivals, and knowing the Costello stable, this horse will be nice and fit and ready to go first up. So 4 on top, Wallen to beat 8 Diva's Spirit, who was one that I was keen on last time out. Was okay. Expecting him to run well again here. 5, Dear Dolly, in for third, second up. First up run was full of merit. Should be in the mix, and in for fourth, and throwing in the 7, Toppy Apple, who I think has shown enough promise to suggest can run a decent race in this event. Just needs a little bit of luck from the draw, but may need the run. 4, 8, 5 and 7.
Who's the best?
Race 2, number 5, American Blaze, I'll mark as my best for the night.
All right, that matches up with Emily Suvaljko. Yep. And as you said yesterday, Michael Young on off and pacing at $2. Well, Matt, hopefully that doesn't last too long, that you think it means nothing, because your impact, I'm sure the industry understands your promotion, your dedication and knowledge to harness racing over the last 17 years has meant something. So you should be very proud, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, boys. Look forward to seeing you at the line Centrelink.
I thought you were going to say the line to the pub or something.
Save me a spot, Matt.
Yeah, well, we can go to the pub. I'm looking forward to the wind-up day that we're preparing. Hopefully, we can all get there.
Yeah, exactly right. Well said, mate. Thanks very much for everything, mate.
Cheers, guys.
There's Matt Young with his tips for Gloucester Park Race 2, number 5, American Blaze at 2.05 with Tab Touch. 90 seconds, Diggers. Anything else? You got the other tipsters there?
I have.
Tipathon on it?
I have. Victoria all out 382, New South Wales in reply, and no wicket for 6. Sam Constas not out, 1 off 15 balls. Now, the tipsters today, or certainly our guests who training horses, dogs, the likes, driving. Matthew Williams, Warrnambool today, best, race 4, Flying Done on a heavy track. You heard from Jesse Erenshaw this morning, race 10, number 5, Must See is the best of his animals this evening at Mandurah. Emily Suvaljko echoing Matt Young's thoughts, or vice versa. American Blaze, race 2, number 5 at GP. And Shayne Williams thought race 9, number 4, Sunset vibe for David Hobby was the best of his 3 there at Mandurah this evening.
All right, and write down the Retrovision text line number 0427789571 and have plenty of questions ready tomorrow because Tom's coming back.
Tom is making a cameo appearance.
Return of the Tom.
Return of the Tom, as we say, or bid to say farewell to the airwaves here on TAB Radio.
Absolutely. All right, we've got 3 editions of the Sports Daily left to go. Anyone else from yesteryear you'd like to re-invite?
Oh, well, we asked Peter O'Neill before and he politely declined.
Cold shoulder.
Yeah.
Dustin Martin Fendoff.
Yeah, I know. Stuff you, Pete. Didn't really want you anyway. Well, we did. He'll come on.
Didn't sound like it.
No, it didn't sound very positive at all, did it?
All right. Out of the news. See you tomorrow, Diggers.
You will.